The story begins with our main character, Lu Feng, introducing himself. Just like the protagonists in many other manhwa, I was reincarnated into this world. In this life, I work as a jailer at the demon-catching bureau of the Great Flame Dynasty. Today, just like every other day, I've come to inspect the demons imprisoned here. However, this time, the demon locked inside the cell is a corpse charmer. The corpse charmer looked at Lu Feng and pleaded, "Lu Feng, please let me out of this prison. If you do, I'll do anything you want." Because she was a corpse charmer, her voice possessed magical hypnotic powers. The moment Lu Feng heard her speak, his desires began to stir. However, since Lu Feng had been reincarnated from the modern world, he had already seen countless beautiful women in his previous life. Lu Feng thought, although her spell is affecting me, I can still resist it easily. And if I accidentally open this cell, she'll drain every drop of my blood. Many of my colleagues at the demon-catching bureau have already died at her hands. I'm definitely not going to make the same mistake. Lu Feng pointed at her and shouted, "Did you really think your tricks could fool me? I could tell you were a demon the moment I saw you." After saying that, he turned around and started walking away. When the corpse charmer realized Lu Feng was leaving, she decided to use her strongest technique. She stood up and transformed into an unbelievably beautiful young woman. Then she said in a charming voice, "Come on, open the cell." Lu Feng immediately felt that resisting her voice had become much harder. He never imagined the corpse charmer's abilities could be this powerful. He thought to himself, if I don't turn around now, it'll almost feel like a waste. She's transformed into such a beautiful woman. While he was struggling over whether to look back or not, he suddenly heard the sharp crack of a whip. The corpse charmer slammed the whip onto the ground and asked, "Tell me, how do I look?" Lu Feng was completely conflicted. Should I turn around or not? He knew she was a demon, and looking back would likely trap him in her illusion. But then he glanced down and caught sight of her legs. Even that alone was enough to shake his self-control. Finally, he convinced himself, I don't think looking at her just once will hurt. Besides, this is the demon-catching bureau. The place is protected by countless formations and seals. As long as I don't open the cell, I'll be perfectly safe. And there are plenty of powerful guards outside. Even if something happens, they'll save me. With that thought, Lu Feng finally turned around. The moment he saw her face, he was completely mesmerized by her beauty. Before he even realized what he was doing, he opened the cell door and walked inside. The instant the corpse charmer saw him enter, she dropped her innocent act. Her beautiful appearance vanished, revealing her true demonic form. Without hesitation, she lunged at Lu Feng and bit deeply into his neck. But the moment her teeth sank into his skin, she nearly broke them. It felt as though she had bitten into solid stone. At that moment, a notification suddenly appeared before Lu Feng. Host has been attacked by a demon. This system grows stronger whenever the host is attacked by demons. Attacking demon, corpse charmer, defense +1. Hearing the system's voice instantly snapped Lu Feng back to his senses. He looked around in confusion. Where is that voice coming from? Then he turned around and realized the corpse charmer had already escaped her cell. Oh no, the demon is free. Someone save me. She's going to kill me. The corpse charmer had no intention of letting him escape. She leaped toward him again and bit his neck for the second time. Yet once again, Lu Feng felt absolutely nothing. Another system notification appeared. Corpse charmer has attacked the host again. Defense +1. This time, Lu Feng was overjoyed. So it wasn't an illusion after all. There really is a system. He immediately asked, "System, how exactly do you work?" The system replied, "Every time a demon attacks the host, the system becomes stronger. No demon can harm the host. Instead, every attack will make the host even stronger." After hearing the explanation, Lu Feng burst into laughter. With a system like this, I don't have to fear any demon ever again. Before he could celebrate further, the corpse charmer attacked once more. This time, Lu Feng didn't dodge. Instead, he slapped her across the face. "You scared me half to death. Now hurry up and turn back into that beautiful girl." The corpse charmer looked completely confused. When she finally realized what he meant, her face twisted with rage. "You filthy human! How dare you humiliate me? I'll make you regret this." She charged at Lu Feng and slammed him into the ground. The system immediately announced, defense +2. Lying comfortably on the floor, Lu Feng casually checked the notifications. It looks like she's really angry now. If I keep provoking her, my defense will keep increasing. With that in mind, Lu Feng deliberately continued provoking her. "What happened? Can't you even eat me? If you don't work harder, you're going to starve to death." Those words completely enraged the corpse charmer. She entered a berserk state and unleashed one brutal attack after another. Yet Lu Feng remained completely calm. The only thing he kept hearing was the system announcing that his defense was continuously increasing. After a while, Lu Feng became tired of sitting. He simply lay down on the ground. The corpse charmer continued kicking him over and over. Lu Feng yawned. "Hit me a little harder. I've been sitting too much these past few days. My back has been killing me. This is actually the perfect back massage. So don't hold back. And remember, if you don't put in your full effort, I'll hit you with that whip later." Meanwhile, the system continued reporting that Lu Feng's defense was steadily increasing. Since the corpse charmer's attacks dealt almost no damage anymore, the system also began awarding Lu Feng additional skill points. When Lu Feng noticed her attacks had become much weaker, he casually slapped her again. "You're completely useless." Then he lay back down, waiting for her to continue massaging him. The corpse charmer had never suffered such humiliation in her entire life. She frantically punched Lu Feng over and over again. Unfortunately for her, every punch only made Lu Feng stronger. Finally, the system announced, "Your defense has reached its current limit. You have unlocked 2 talents, Copper Skin, Iron Bones." Lu Feng smiled. "It looks like you've outlived your usefulness. Now hurry up and turn back into that beautiful girl. Otherwise, I'm not leaving here anytime soon." The corpse charmer was completely stunned. Before she could even react, Lu Feng grabbed her face. "Why haven't you transformed yet? Are my words meaningless to you? Since you refuse to listen, whatever happens next won't be my responsibility." Lu Feng grabbed the corpse charmer and slammed her to the ground. "Now it's time to test my new talents, Copper Skin and Iron Bones." He immediately started beating the corpse charmer. Unable to endure the attacks, she transformed back into the beautiful young woman from before. Even then, Lu Feng wasn't satisfied. "Since you can't increase my defense anymore, hurry up and dance for me." The corpse charmer fell silent for a moment before reluctantly starting to dance. As she danced, Lu Feng even taught her a few new dance moves. After dancing for several hours, the exhausted corpse charmer collapsed onto the floor. Lu Feng walked out of the cell and smiled. "Don't forget the dance moves I taught you. Keep practicing. I'll come back later to check your progress." After leaving her cell, Lu Feng decided to explore the rest of the demon-catching prison. The prison was divided into 3 levels. First layer, low-level demons and evil spirits. Second layer, mid-level demons and spirits. Only yellow-ranked demon sorcerers were allowed to enter. Third layer, high-level demons and spirits. Only mystery rank experts or those above them had permission to enter. Anyone wishing to enter the demon-catching prison needed an official access token. Only yellow-ranked demon sorcerers and above could become official officers. Since Lu Feng was merely an ordinary jail worker, he was only permitted to enter the first layer. Before he could inspect another cell, a guard approached. "It's time for the shift change." Hearing that, Lu Feng happily left the prison. While changing his clothes, Lu Feng asked the system, "Will self-training make me stronger, or can I only grow by getting attacked by demons?" The system simply displayed 3 dots. Lu Feng stared blankly. "I have no idea what that means." Then he smiled. "Instead of relying on others, I'd rather rely on myself." He decided to visit the Scripture World Pavilion to find a cultivation technique that suited him. After arriving at the pavilion, Lu Feng browsed through countless cultivation manuals. Soon, he found one called Iron Cloth Robe. It specialized in strengthening the body's muscles and physique, much like his newly acquired Copper Skin and Iron Bones talents. More importantly, it was perfectly compatible with his body. Without hesitation, Lu Feng chose the manual. After registering it at the reception desk, he hurried straight to the training room to test it. Not long after beginning his cultivation, Lu Feng suddenly opened his eyes. He was completely shocked. He had never expected his cultivation speed with the Iron Cloth Robe technique to be this terrifying. A technique that normally took ordinary cultivators 10 years to master, Lu Feng completely mastered in a single day. After mastering Iron Cloth Robe, he was finally able to use Copper Skin and Iron Bones with ease. Once his cultivation was complete, Lu Feng returned to work. His coworker Zhang stared at him in disbelief. "Lu Feng, why are you so energetic today? You usually arrive at least 30 minutes late." Lu Feng laughed. "I've changed. From now on, I'm going to work hard. I'll even make up every shift you've covered for me. Starting tomorrow, I'll arrive 30 minutes early every day." Zhang blinked. "Are you serious?" Deep down, he thought, did this guy take the wrong medicine today? Still, hearing those words made him genuinely happy. "All right, brother. Then I'll head home." After Zhang left, Lu Feng turned back toward the prison. Smiling, he muttered, "Now, which demon should I visit today?" He soon stopped in front of a heavily sealed prison cell. Countless chains and talismans covered the entrance. A strange and unsettling aura seeped out from inside. Lu Feng slowly reached forward and opened the small inspection window. The instant he looked inside, a gigantic eye stared back at him. The moment their eyes met, Lu Feng was dragged into another world. At first, it appeared to be a peaceful paradise filled with flowers and singing birds. Lu Feng looked up at the bright sun, but suddenly, the sun transformed into a gigantic eye. Everything around him instantly changed. The beautiful world disappeared, replaced by endless darkness and mountains of bones. Skeletons surrounded him from every direction. Then, a terrifying monster over 100 meters tall appeared before him. The creature merely took a single step. The resulting shockwave sent Lu Feng flying dozens of meters away. Just as the monster was about to grab him, the system activated. "Host has been attacked by an eye demon. Soul strength plus 10. The notification immediately brought Lu Feng back to reality. Only then did he realize he had been trapped inside an illusion. A voice echoed from within the cell. "My servant, open the door immediately." Lu Feng was startled. However, he didn't react outwardly. Instead, he became curious about what kind of demon was imprisoned inside. Pretending to be under its control, he slowly opened the cell door. The eye demon assumed its illusion had succeeded. But just as it was about to step outside, Lu Feng slammed the door shut. The eye demon froze. "I haven't even left the cell yet. Why did you close the door?" Lu Feng simply stared at it. Then he suddenly grabbed the eye demon and gouged out one of its eyes. The eye demon screamed in agony and crawled into a corner. How did you escape my illusion?" Lu Feng smiled. "Look, you're bleeding. Come here. I'll help you." The eye demon was completely confused. Just moments earlier, it had cast another illusion on Lu Feng. Once again, Lu Feng found himself inside the illusionary world. The eye demon transformed back into a 100-meter-tall monster. Sitting proudly upon a massive throne, it declared, "Human, kneel before me." Countless giant eyes made entirely of spiritual energy suddenly appeared around Lu Feng. The overwhelming pressure nearly forced him onto his knees. Just as he was about to give in, the system activated once more. Host has been attacked by an eye demon. Soul strength plus 10, his soul strength continued increasing with every attack. Eventually, it reached its current limit. New technique unlocked. Illusory vision. The moment Lu Feng obtained the technique, he decided to test it. He pointed a finger toward the eye demon. In an instant, their positions switched. Lu Feng was now sitting comfortably on the throne. The eye demon stood below him in complete disbelief. It had never imagined that Lu Feng would not only break its illusions so effortlessly, but also trap it inside an illusion instead. Lu Feng snapped his fingers. The illusion instantly shattered, returning them both to reality. He grabbed the eye demon, hurled it across the room, and then used Kakashi's 1,000 Years of Death technique on it. Since the eye demon had helped him obtain a brand new ability, Lu Feng decided not to kill it. Instead, he smiled. "I'm leaving for now. Get some rest. But don't worry, I'll definitely come back later." Hearing those words terrified the eye demon even more. The scene then shifted to the Scripture World Pavilion. Lu Feng searched for information about illusory vision. The technique had two primary abilities. It could control other people. It could create powerful illusions. Anyone caught within illusory vision could be easily manipulated by Lu Feng and trapped inside any illusion he desired. However, the technique had several limitations. First, Lu Feng had to establish direct eye contact with his target. Second, his target's soul strength could not exceed his own. If the target possessed stronger soul strength, the technique's effectiveness would be greatly reduced, or it might fail entirely. Illusory vision was also a growth-type technique. The stronger its master became, the stronger the technique itself would grow. Lu Feng thought to himself, "With my current soul strength, defeating martial artists in the energy-gathering realm should be easy. However, opponents in the inner energy realm would be much harder to deal with." The story then explains the cultivation ranks of martial artists. There are 5 major realms: energy-gathering realm, inner energy realm, true energy realm, fierce energy realm, innate realm, also known as the Grandmaster realm. These 5 realms correspond directly to the 5 ranks of demon sorcerers: apprentice demon sorcerer, yellow rank demon sorcerer, mystery rank demon sorcerer, earth rank demon sorcerer, heaven rank demon sorcerer. Each major realm is further divided into 9 minor stages, from 1st stage to 9th stage. Only after reaching the peak of the 9th stage can a cultivator break through to the next major realm. Although Lu Feng possessed copper skin, iron bones, and had mastered the iron cloth robe technique, he had only reached the 3rd stage of the energy-gathering realm. That meant he could easily defeat cultivators in the energy-gathering realm, but fighting someone from the inner energy realm would still be extremely difficult. Lu Feng, however, wasn't bothered at all. "I've only had the system for 2 days, and in just 2 days, I've already become nearly unbeatable at my level. I can't even imagine how powerful I'll become if I keep training like this. And if I manage to clear all 3 levels of the demon-catching prison, just how strong will I be?" Just then, an elderly voice called out from a nearby prison cell. "Young man, come over here." Lu Feng was surprised and walked toward the cell. When he looked through the inspection window, he saw an old man sitting quietly inside. The old man smiled. "Did you come here for talismans?" Hearing that, Lu Feng became confused. What talisman is he talking about? The old man suddenly broke off a small piece of his own chest and extended it toward Lu Feng. To Lu Feng's surprise, that piece of flesh instantly transformed into wood. The story explains that this special wood was an extremely valuable material used for crafting talismans. Thinking the old man was giving him a gift, Lu Feng casually reached his hand through the inspection window. The old man was stunned. This guard has become incredibly fearless. He knows there's a demon inside this cell, yet he still reached his hand in. When Lu Feng noticed the old man wasn't handing it over, he said, "Weren't you going to give me a gift? How much longer are you going to make me wait?" The old man burst into laughter and finally handed him the piece of wood. Lu Feng stared at it in confusion. "He said he was giving me a talisman. Why is this just a piece of wood?" He brought it closer and smelled it. Immediately, he recognized the scent. It was exactly the same material used to create the talismans attached to the prison doors. Only then did he understand. So that's how it is. This old man is actually a tree demon. The wood that grows from his body is the material used to make talismans. The Demon Catching Bureau has probably been harvesting wood from him all this time. I don't particularly like the Bureau, but I have to admit they know how to make use of their prisoners. These demons are basically living resources. Since this wood is valuable for making talismans, keeping it will definitely be useful. Because the old man had treated him kindly, Lu Feng didn't want to use him merely as training material. He decided to look for another demon instead. Just then, the old man called out again. "Young man, are you in a hurry? If you have some time, would you mind talking with me? I've been imprisoned here for the past 10 years. During all that time, I've barely spoken to anyone. My life is almost over. Before I die, I'd like to have one proper conversation." After hearing that, Lu Feng nodded. "All right, what would you like to talk about?" The old man sat down and began telling his story. 100 years ago, there was a small mountain village called Zhang Family Village. The people there lived completely isolated from the outside world. There was a little boy in that village named Zhang Heng. One day, he planted a locust tree. As he spoke, the old man's expression became filled with sadness. However, his real plan was to trick Lu Feng into opening the prison door. To his surprise, Lu Feng suddenly opened the gate himself. The old man was shocked. "How did you get in here? Aren't you afraid of me? I'm a demon. I could eat you." Instead of answering, Lu Feng calmly sat down on a nearby swing. "I can tell from your story that you're a good demon, but listening from outside the cell wasn't very comfortable, so I thought I'd come inside. Now, please continue. What happened to that locust tree?" The old man fell silent. He couldn't decide whether to continue the story or attack Lu Feng immediately. After thinking for a moment, he continued. "The locust tree slowly grew larger, and eventually, it transformed into a demon. After that, it devoured everyone in Zhang Family Village." The moment he finished speaking, the old man dropped his disguise. His body transformed into his true form, a massive tree demon that looked remarkably similar to Groot. Before the tree demon could make another move, Lu Feng punched him square in the face. Then he complained, "Can't you be a little more professional? You should have finished telling the whole story before attacking. I was actually enjoying it." Those words completely enraged the tree demon. He leaped backward and summoned countless thick vines. The vines wrapped tightly around Lu Feng, binding his entire body. He couldn't move at all. Just then, the system activated. "Host has been attacked by a 100-year-old locust tree spirit. Strength 5. As soon as the notification appeared, Lu Feng felt a surge of power throughout his body. He laughed. "I think you need to try a little harder. I'm handling this much strength pretty easily." The tree demon became even angrier. He summoned even more vines, wrapping Lu Feng layer after layer. He squeezed with all his might, trying to crush Lu Feng to death. The system continued responding. "Host has been attacked by a 100-year-old locust tree spirit. Strength +5, notification after notification appeared. With every attack, Lu Feng's strength kept increasing. Finally, another message popped up. Host has exceeded the current strength limit. New talent unlocked. Strength of 9 bulls and 2 tigers. The instant the talent was unlocked, cracks spread across every vine restraining Lu Feng. A moment later, he shattered them all with brute force. Then he slowly walked toward the terrified tree demon. "Please, don't come any closer," the tree demon pleaded. Lu Feng smiled. "This is your own fault. No matter how loudly you scream, no one's coming to save you. Old man, now it's your turn to experience some pain." The next scene shows the tree demon after receiving a brutal beating. He was now obediently giving Lu Feng a back massage while continuing his story. "My real identity is the locust tree spirit. When I was first planted, there was a wood spirit weapon buried beneath me. It continuously supplied me with spiritual energy. That's how I eventually transformed into a demon." The story then explains spirit weapons. Spirit weapons contain divine essence, making them incredibly powerful. Like demon sorcerers, they are divided into 4 ranks: yellow, mystery, earth, heaven. The tree demon continued, "The spirit weapon beneath me was called the Wood King's Sword. 100 years ago, it was a high-grade earth rank spirit weapon. However, it was badly damaged. Over the past 100 years, it has continuously lost its spiritual power. Now, it has fallen to a low-grade mystery rank spirit weapon." Lu Feng immediately became interested. "Where is the Wood King's Sword now?" The tree demon answered. "When the Demon Catching Bureau came to capture me, I knew I couldn't defeat them. So I hid the Wood King's Sword, and the place where I hid it, no one knows except me." Hearing the tree demon's long-winded explanation, Lu Feng grew impatient. "Enough with the nonsense. Just tell me where the Wood King's Sword is." Seeing the anger on Lu Feng's face, the locust tree demon became frightened. "I hid the Wood King's Sword beneath the Mountain God Temple, located behind Zhang Family Village in Ji County." As soon as he heard the answer, Lu Feng immediately left the cell. However, he was still annoyed. "That old tree wasted so much of my time. My shift is almost over. There's no way I'll have time to visit another demon today." Since he couldn't inspect another cell, Lu Feng decided to visit the corpse charmer instead. He wanted to see whether she had practiced the new dance moves he had taught her. He opened her cell and found her waiting for him. "Quick, turn back into that beautiful girl." The corpse charmer blushed in embarrassment, but she obediently transformed. Lu Feng nodded with satisfaction. Still, something felt missing. He suddenly ran off, dragged the eye demon over, and said, "Come on, create an interesting scene for me. I want something entertaining." The eye demon immediately created an elaborate illusion. It became a romantic campus drama, followed by another scene where Lu Feng appeared as an emperor surrounded by countless beautiful women. Just as Lu Feng was thoroughly enjoying himself, the illusion suddenly shattered. What happened? He looked at the eye demon. "Why did you cancel the illusion?" The terrified eye demon quickly explained. "Big brother, it's time for your shift change." Lu Feng stood up and sighed. "You're right. The best moments always pass too quickly." After changing his clothes, Lu Feng met up with Zhang to hand over his shift. Seeing Zhang smiling from ear to ear, Lu Feng asked, "Something good happened?" After asking around, Lu Feng learned what was going on. A few days earlier, Master Yang, a mystery-ranked demon sorcerer, had led a team into the Bone Forest to hunt a powerful demon. Unfortunately, the entire team was wiped out. Because of that, several important positions had opened up within the Phoenix Tree County Demon Catching Bureau. There were now vacancies for both yellow rank and mystery rank demon sorcerers. It was rumored that 4 apprentices in the inner energy realm would soon be promoted to yellow rank. One existing yellow rank demon sorcerer would then be promoted to replace Master Yang. This would leave another yellow rank position vacant. However, since nearly every inner energy realm cultivator had already been promoted, the Bureau decided to hold a martial arts competition to select the most capable candidate. The tournament would begin in 3 days, and many people had already signed up. Hearing this, Lu Feng became interested. Is the competition only for cultivators who have reached the 9th stage of the energy gathering realm? Zhang thought for a moment. I don't think so. There aren't any official restrictions. Even people at the 8th stage are signing up. Lu Feng smiled. That's perfect. I still have 3 days. If I become a yellow rank demon sorcerer before then, I'll gain access to the 2nd level of the demon catching prison. There are far more powerful demons there. With my system, I'll become even stronger. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There's no way I'm letting it slip away. As they walked, Zhang sighed. I honestly don't understand why anyone below the 9th stage is signing up. It's already difficult enough to defeat someone just 1 stage above you. I'm sure the champion will be someone from the 9th stage. As for people like us, we're better off staying out of it. Anyway, your shift is over. Go home and get some rest. Lu Feng stopped him. Wait, where do I sign up? Deep down, Lu Feng had already made up his mind. I have to become a yellow rank demon sorcerer. Although his system only worked against demons, meaning martial artists could still injure him, he was confident in his abilities. To win the tournament, all he had to do was remain standing until the very end. Keeping a low profile won't be easy. But over the past 2 days, the system has given me enough abilities to easily defeat anyone at the 9th stage of the energy gathering realm. In fact, I probably won't even need all of them. One ability alone should be enough. Normally, the maximum physical strength of someone in the energy gathering realm was around 9,000 pounds. After constantly fighting demons, Lu Feng's strength had already reached 25,000 pounds. I'm definitely not losing this tournament. The scene then shifted to the Righteous Energy Hall, where tournament registration was taking place. A huge crowd had gathered. Almost everyone registering had reached the 9th stage of the energy gathering realm. Suddenly, a white-haired young man stepped forward. The registration officer announced, Apprentice Ye Yuan from the 12th squad. Energy gathering realm, 7th stage. The crowd immediately burst into laughter. Did I hear that right? A 7th stage cultivator wants to compete? This kid still hasn't stopped dreaming. He's a complete idiot. I'm already at the 8th stage, and even I don't dare register. He seriously overestimates himself. Ye Yuan calmly replied, You people are nothing more than frogs trapped in a well. If victory depended solely on cultivation level, then what would be the point of holding a tournament? Everyone could just show their cultivation and declare themselves the winner. People like you? You don't even have the courage to accept a challenge. So what gives you the right to mock others? One of the people who had been laughing immediately became furious. I'm not a coward. I'm just realistic. Unlike you, who's volunteering to die. At that moment, another hand rose from the crowd. It was Lu Feng. Brother, everything you said is absolutely right. I completely agree. You have real courage. I admire that. I was also hesitating about whether to register. My cultivation level isn't very high either, but you've inspired me, so I've decided to enter as well. With Lu Feng supporting him, Yuan became even more confident. Brother, you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter whether our cultivation is high or low. As cultivators, we must always have the courage to face challenges. No matter how powerful our enemies are, we should never back down. If we lower our heads every time we meet someone stronger than us, we'll never grow. There will always be someone stronger. But that doesn't mean we should never raise our swords. His passionate speech inspired many people nearby. One after another, more cultivators stepped forward to register. Ye Yuan smiled at Lu Feng. I'm with you. Even if we're only at the 7th stage, We'll still make a name for ourselves in this tournament. Lu Feng scratched his head awkwardly. Actually, I'm only at the 3rd stage. The moment those words left his mouth, Ye Yuan froze. The entire crowd fell silent. 3rd stage? He's challenging people 6 stages above him? If you wanted to die, there were easier ways. There's no need to humiliate yourself like this. Ignoring everyone's ridicule, Lu Feng walked straight to the registration desk. He placed his identity token on the table. My name is Lu Feng, Energy Gathering Realm, 3rd stage. I'm a prison guard at the Demon Catching Prison. As evening fell, Lu Feng rode out of the Demon Catching Bureau on horseback. His destination was Zhang Family Village. The tournament was only a few days away, and he needed a powerful weapon. According to the Locust Tree Demon, the Wood King's sword was hidden beneath the Mountain God Temple in Zhang Family Village. If he could obtain it before the competition, it would be the perfect weapon for the battles ahead. As soon as Lu Feng arrived at Zhang Family Village, he noticed another locust tree spirit growing nearby. He thought, it looks like another locust tree has grown over the years. However, he wasn't interested in it. His only goal was to obtain the Wood King's sword. He had already brought several digging tools with him. After digging a few meters into the ground, his shovel suddenly struck something hard. When he cleared away the dirt, he discovered a wooden box. Opening it, he found a wooden sword lying inside. Lu Feng frowned. A wooden sword? Did that old tree demon carve this himself and trick me? To test it, he swung the sword at one of his digging tools. A loud crack echoed through the area. He assumed the tool had broken, but when he looked closer, he was completely stunned. The tool didn't even have a single scratch. Instead, the Wood King's sword had shattered into pieces. Seeing this, Lu Feng immediately started cursing the Locust Tree Demon. But then something unbelievable happened. The broken wooden sword began repairing itself. The shattered fragments crawled back into the ground on their own. At that moment, countless vines burst out of the earth and attacked Lu Feng. He instinctively used the wooden sword to block them. After a few exchanges, Lu Feng realized something. The vines weren't attacking him. Their true target was the Wood King's sword in his hand. Suddenly, an enormous amount of energy gathered inside the sword. The moment Lu Feng swung it, a powerful wave of sword energy shot forward. With a single slash, it blasted a huge hole through the nearby locust tree. Lu Feng's eyes lit up. So that's how you're supposed to use this sword. He then remembered what the tree demon had told him. The Wood King's sword could recognize its owner through a blood contract. Lu Feng immediately tried to cut his finger with the sword. However, instead of cutting his skin, another piece of the wooden sword broke off. Frustrated, he continued swinging it around. After a while, he grew tired. How am I supposed to form a contract with this thing? Just then, tiny vines began growing from the sword. They quickly wrapped around Lu Feng's arm and pierced into his body. Everything happened so suddenly that he didn't even have time to react. Looks like it's trying to form the contract on its own. Thinking that, Lu Feng allowed the sword to absorb his blood. What he didn't know was that not just anyone could establish a contract with a spirit weapon. Only cultivators strong enough to suppress the weapon's power could become its master. Otherwise, during the contract process, the spirit weapon would absorb all of its owner's energy. That was exactly what was happening to Lu Feng. When he finally opened his eyes, he realized the sword was still draining his energy. Something's definitely wrong. Gathering all his strength into his left hand, he tightly grabbed the sword. Stop absorbing my energy right now, or I'll bury you here forever. Surprisingly, the Wood King's sword seemed to understand him. It gradually stopped absorbing his energy and returned to its original state. By then, however, Lu Feng looked extremely pale from excessive blood loss. So this is the true nature of a spirit weapon. I asked it to form a contract, and it almost drained me dry. The story explains that a cultivator normally needs to be at least in the inner energy realm to safely wield a spirit weapon. Their strength must be great enough to withstand the weapon's energy absorption. If someone in the energy gathering realm tries to form a contract, the weapon will consume their blood and life force instead. If Lu Feng hadn't possessed his extraordinary physique, he would already be nothing more than a corpse. After successfully completing the contract, Lu Feng opened his status window. The system displayed the information about the Wood King's sword. It had originally been a high-grade Earth-rank spirit weapon. However, after being neglected for a century and having its power constantly drained by the tree demon, it had fallen to a low-grade mystery-rank spirit weapon. Fortunately, if its new owner took proper care of it, the sword would gradually restore itself and eventually return to its original Earth-rank quality. Its unique ability was regeneration. Even if the sword was destroyed, it could repair itself completely. After reading the description, Lu Feng smiled with satisfaction. It turns out the Locust Tree Demon wasn't lying. Everything he said was true. This Wood King's sword is incredibly powerful. He then thought, once everything is over, I'll ask the Demon Catching Bureau to release the Locust Tree Demon as a reward. He's been imprisoned for far too long. Besides, once he's free, I can use him to help restore the Wood King's sword even faster. Just then, heavy rain began pouring from the sky. My luck really is terrible. Lu Feng quickly ran into the nearby mountain god temple to take shelter. Inside, he noticed a statue of the mountain god. Its head had been completely destroyed. Lu Feng recalled what he had read in the Demon Catching Bureau's records. According to the Bureau, the mountain god was worshipped by countless people. By gathering the prayers and faith of so many believers, the mountain god possessed the power to suppress disasters and evil. Yet now, even its statue had been destroyed. That could only mean one thing. A terrifyingly powerful demon was somewhere nearby. Although Lu Feng realized how dangerous the situation was, he wasn't afraid. His system only became stronger whenever demons attacked him. He even hoped a powerful demon would appear before the martial arts tournament. That way he could become even stronger. With that thought, he lit a small fire, sat down beside it, and casually began eating some bread. A few moments later, he heard footsteps approaching from outside. His eyes immediately lit up. Looks like a demon is coming. However, when the temple doors opened, he was left disappointed. It wasn't a demon. Instead, a beautiful young woman walked inside. She was accompanied by several guards, and judging from her appearance and the way everyone treated her, she looked like a noble princess. The noble lady politely sat beside the fire and greeted Lu Feng. Seeing her respectful attitude, Lu Feng smiled back. Unfortunately, her butler immediately ruined the atmosphere. He tossed 2 silver taels toward Lu Feng and coldly said, "This temple is too small. Take the money and find somewhere else to stay." Lu Feng's expression instantly darkened. After all, he had found this place first. The butler was trying to buy him out. Lu Feng replied, "And who are you to tell me to leave? Besides, your offer isn't nearly enough. If you really want me to leave, I'll need at least 24 taels." The butler's face immediately darkened with anger. He released his cultivation aura. The story reveals that he was a true energy realm expert. "Young man, don't let your greed get the better of you. It won't end well for you." The moment Lu Feng sensed the man's cultivation, he was genuinely shocked. Defeating someone like him is practically impossible. I shouldn't let my confidence turn into arrogance. Before the situation could escalate, the noble lady stepped forward. "How can we force this young man to leave? He found this place before we did. This misunderstanding is entirely our family's fault." "Young master, please don't be angry." Lu Feng shrugged. "That's acceptable too. But think about it again. 24 taels really would be perfect. If that's too much, I'll settle for 20. The noble lady couldn't help but laugh. "Please stop joking. It's already very late. The rain outside is getting heavier. There may even be demons roaming around. It would be much safer if you stayed here in the temple with us." Lu Feng thanked the noble lady, but inwardly he thought, what difference does it make? Who's afraid of demons here? If I'd known this earlier, I wouldn't have come inside at all. I should have just taken those 2 silver taels and left. Just then, the noble lady handed Lu Feng a chicken leg as an apology. Her guards and the butler immediately became upset. Their food supplies were already very limited, yet their young lady had given part of it to a complete stranger. Noticing everyone glaring at him, Lu Feng felt a little awkward. He smiled and said, "Young lady, you're a truly kind person. I'll always remember this favor. By the way, may I know your name?" The young woman blushed slightly. "My name is Si Wei." As they continued chatting, a loud scream suddenly echoed from outside the temple. The butler's expression immediately changed. "Everyone, stay calm." He turned to the guards. "Protect the young lady. Her safety is our top priority." Drawing his sword, the butler rushed outside. The moment he stepped out, he froze. Every guard stationed outside had already been killed. Judging from their injuries, they hadn't even had the chance to fight back. They had all been killed in an instant. The butler immediately realized that an extremely powerful expert had arrived. This was far beyond the abilities of an ordinary cultivator. He carefully scanned his surroundings. Then, everyone saw a man with long white hair standing on top of the temple roof. He was the Whitebone Sage of the Blood Demon Sect. The Blood Demon Sect had sent him specifically to capture Si Wei. Inside the temple, Si Wei turned pale after hearing that she was the target. She had never even heard of the Blood Demon Sect before, nor did she understand why the Whitebone Sage was after her. One of the guards quickly explained, "Young miss, the Blood Demon Sect consists of martial artists who worship demons. They're ruthless people. To increase their power and lifespan, they sacrifice humans and transform themselves into demonic beings. They're neither fully human nor fully demon, and the Whitebone Sage is one of their strongest experts. His cultivation has already reached the fierce energy realm, and he's also the successor of the corpse refining lineage." Si Wei was horrified. Kill and eat people? The shock caused her to lose her balance and stumble backward. Before she could fall, Lu Feng caught her in his arms. Realizing she was in Lu Feng's embrace, Si Wei blushed deeply. She asked nervously, "Why would the Blood Demon Sect target me?" One of the guards answered, "Your father is the county protector of Phoenix Tree County. He earned that position after destroying one of the Blood Demon Sect's major operations. They're trying to capture you to take revenge." Only then did Lu Feng realize that Si Wei was actually the daughter of Phoenix Tree County's highest-ranking official. For Lu Feng, however, that wasn't the important part. What he really wanted to know was whether the members of the Blood Demon Sect counted as humans or demons. He asked one of the guards. I'm an apprentice demon sorcerer from the Phoenix Tree County Demon Catching Bureau. Dealing with demons and ghosts is my specialty. So tell me, are the members of the Blood Demon sect humans or demons? Hearing Lu Feng speak so confidently gave Siwei a glimmer of hope. Lu Feng, I never expected you to be from the Demon Catching Bureau. I've heard demon sorcerers specialize in eliminating demons. You must have a way to deal with the White Bone Sage. However, the guards simply laughed. Young miss, he's only an apprentice demon sorcerer, the lowest possible rank. His cultivation is only at the 3rd stage of the energy gathering realm. I don't think he can do anything. Even after hearing that, Siwei didn't blame Lu Feng. Instead, she said gently, you should stay inside the temple. It's far too dangerous outside. Lu Feng smiled. Don't worry about me. I just want one answer. Is the White Bone Sage a human or a demon? One of the guards replied, he's half human and half demon. A demon organ has been transplanted into his body. After hearing that, Lu Feng immediately asked the system, can a half-demon harm me? The system replied, this system only grants power when the host is attacked by true demons. It does not activate against half-demons. Lu Feng was instantly stunned. If these guards can't defeat the White Bone Sage, then I'm in serious danger too. For the first time, he regretted being so overconfident. At that very moment, a demonic gust of wind blasted open the temple doors. Dozens of zombies flooded into the temple. They had all been refined by the White Bone Sage. Seeing the horde approaching, one of the guards burned his own life force to activate a forbidden technique called temporary repelling the horde. At the same time, another guard hurriedly activated the temple's protective barrier. Just then, a zombie slipped behind Lu Feng and lunged straight towards Siwei. At that critical moment, the guard who had sacrificed his life force used his copper armor technique to sever the zombie's arm with a single strike. The protective barrier activated immediately afterward. However, the guard's body slowly began fading away. He had completely exhausted his life force. Even so, he showed no regret. He had successfully protected his young lady. Outside the temple, the butler and the White Bone Sage were locked in battle. When the butler noticed zombies entering the temple, he became distracted. He knew he couldn't afford to prolong this fight. He had to end it as quickly as possible. With a roar, he unleashed his strongest martial art, Exploding Claw technique. His muscles instantly swelled and he charged forward at incredible speed, throwing a devastating punch directly at the White Bone Sage's face. The White Bone Sage didn't even bother dodging. He simply allowed the punch to land. Yet, he didn't move even an inch. The butler's full-power attack failed to shake him in the slightest. The White Bone Sage merely released his demonic aura. The resulting pressure blasted the butler backward, seriously injuring him. Staring at his opponent in disbelief, the butler exclaimed, "You've turned yourself into a silver-arm corpse." The White Bone Sage laughed. "This is the power of a zombie. Look at this perfect body. I don't even need weapons anymore. My body itself is the strongest weapon. All I need now is fresh blood. Once I drink enough of it, I'll become even stronger." With that, he calmly walked toward the mountain god temple. Inside the barrier, Lu Feng and Siwei overheard everything. After learning that the White Bone Sage had transformed himself into a silver-arm corpse, Lu Feng's eyes lit up. If he's become a zombie, then he should count as a demon now. He immediately asked the system, "Zombies are classified as demons and ghosts, right?" After receiving a positive confirmation, Lu Feng smiled. "Today's finally the day. I can reveal my true strength." Without another word, he stepped out of the protective barrier and charged straight toward the zombie horde. Every zombie immediately rushed to attack him. During the assault, Lu Feng's sword was knocked from his hand. Seeing this, Siwei panicked and burst into tears. She thought Lu Feng was sacrificing himself to lure the zombies away so everyone else could escape. Even the guards were deeply moved. "Young Master Lu, I completely misjudged you. We'll never forget what you've done for us today." In reality, however, Lu Feng wasn't sacrificing himself at all. He was perfectly fine. Every attack from the zombies continuously increased his defense. Surrounded by the horde, Lu Feng deliberately led them out of the temple. Just then, another system notification appeared. Host's defense has exceeded its upper limit. Copper skin and iron bones have evolved into Vajra body. As soon as the notification appeared, Lu Feng casually raised one hand. An invisible force erupted from his body, sending every zombie flying backward. Then he slowly walked toward the White Bone Sage. The butler stared at Lu Feng in complete disbelief. He knew very well that someone at the 3rd stage of the energy gathering realm could never possess such terrifying power. He must be using some secret technique. Or, he lied about his cultivation from the very beginning. With power like this, he's at least in the fierce energy realm. As soon as the rain stopped, Lu Feng stepped forward and said, "I'm just an ordinary traveler. While I was passing through, Miss Siwei treated me kindly and even shared her roasted meat with me. So, as a return gift, I'd like to invite you to your death. If you die here, it'll save me a lot of trouble." The moment he said those words, everyone fell silent. The White Bone Sage's face twisted with rage. "Who do you think you are? Do you really believe I'll die that easily? I'm no ordinary cultivator. I'm the chief protector of the Blood Demon sect. If you'd seen what happened to that butler, you wouldn't dare speak so arrogantly. With that, he threw a devastating punch directly at Lu Feng's head. After striking, the white-bone sage laughed confidently. In my entire life, no one has ever survived one of my full-power punches. But then, a calm voice came from behind him. Was that really your best punch? The white-bone sage's eyes widened. Lu Feng was standing behind him, completely unharmed. Years of brutal training, transforming himself into a demon, sacrificing everything for power, yet he couldn't even leave a scratch on Lu Feng. Staring at him in disbelief, he asked, "Who are you?" Lu Feng answered calmly, "My name is Lu Feng. I'm an apprentice demon sorcerer from the Phoenix Tree County Demon Catching Bureau." Inside the temple, Siwei looked at one of the guards. "I thought you said apprentice demon sorcerers were weak." The guard swallowed nervously. I don't understand either. How can an apprentice demon sorcerer be this powerful? Judging by his strength, he looks more like a heaven-ranked demon sorcerer." Hearing this, the white-bone sage became convinced that Lu Feng was simply toying with him. There's no way he's actually an apprentice. He must be some ancient monster disguising himself as a young man. With strength like this, he's at least a grandmaster. No, he's probably one of the strongest grandmasters alive. Even so, the white-bone sage gritted his teeth. "I don't care who you are. Even if you're a grandmaster, I'll kill you today." With a furious roar, he unleashed an attack even stronger than the previous one. Lu Feng didn't even move. He simply allowed the attack to hit him head-on. The system immediately activated. Host has been attacked by the white-bone sage. Defense 100. The notifications continued appearing one after another. His defense kept increasing continuously. When the dust finally settled, the white-bone sage smiled confidently. He must be dead. No one could possibly survive that attack. Then, Lu Feng's voice echoed from behind him once again. "If that's all you've got, use everything you have. I'd like to see whether you can even leave a scratch on me." The white-bone sage was completely enraged. "You forced me to use this technique. Let's see if you can survive this." He gathered all of his demonic energy, white-bone wraith fire. Without hesitation, he hurled it directly at Lu Feng. Watching the flames engulf him, the white-bone sage sneered. "I've never seen anyone this foolish. How dare you take the white-bone wraith fire head-on? No matter how powerful your body is, no matter how high your cultivation, this flame was refined using the bones of over 10,000 people, and the souls of more than 100 fierce energy realm demons. Even a grandmaster won't survive it." However, a voice suddenly came from within the sea of white flames. "It's surprisingly warm." Hearing Lu Feng speak so casually, the white-bone sage's face turned pale. He instinctively retreated. Inside the blazing fire, Lu Feng stood completely unharmed. Meanwhile, the system continuously displayed notifications. Host has been attacked by white-bone wraith fire. Fire attribute plus 100. The notifications continued endlessly. Eventually, another message appeared. "Congratulations, new talent unlocked, fire control." As the white-bone wraith fire gradually began fading away, another notification appeared. Host has been attacked by white-bone wraith fire. Fire attribute plus 100. After his fire attribute increased repeatedly, the system displayed one final message. "Congratulations, fire control has evolved into fire mastery." After reading the notification, Lu Feng smiled. "So, is that everything you've got, white-bone sage?" The white-bone sage was completely terrified. Impossible. No one can survive the white-bone wraith fire. He suddenly realized something even more horrifying. He could no longer control his white-bone wraith fire. No matter how hard he tried, the flames refused to respond. It was as if someone had stolen them from him. He tried summoning them again and again, but nothing happened. His face twisted in panic. "I spent years cultivating those flames. How could someone steal them so easily?" He pointed at Lu Feng and shouted, "Give me back my white-bone wraith fire!" Lu Feng smiled. "If that's what you want, I don't mind returning it." The next second, he released the white-bone wraith fire back at its original. A massive explosion shook the entire mountain. The white-bone sage disappeared into the blazing flames. The shockwave sent the butler flying several meters away. A moment later, Lu Feng took a deep breath. The white-bone wraith fire obediently returned to his body. Even the force of that single breath created a powerful gust that blew the butler backward, once again. Looking at the pile of ashes left behind by the white-bone sage, Lu Feng couldn't help feeling disappointed. What a waste. He was at the peak of the fierce energy realm. He must have owned countless treasures, spirit weapons, cultivation manuals, and a fortune in money. Everything was probably stored inside his storage ring. But after I burned him with the white-bone wraith fire, it all turned to ashes. Wanting to express his gratitude, the butler presented Lu Feng with the county protector's token. With this token, you can handle any matter within Phoenix Tree County. Everyone here respects the county protector. Whoever carries this token will receive the same respect. Lu Feng accepted it with a smile. "Thank you." The guard who had mocked Lu Feng earlier suddenly fell to his knees. "Master Lu Feng, please forgive me. I insulted you before, and thank you for saving all of our lives." Lu Feng laughed. "Fine, I'll forgive you, but you still deserve a little punishment." Siwei was about to plead on the guard's behalf. However, the butler immediately stopped her. We can't offend a grandmaster over a mere guard. Lu Feng grinned. Your punishment is simple. Pay me 24 silver taels. The guard became so emotional that tears filled his eyes. Thank you for sparing my life. I'll give you 240 silver taels instead. The moment Lu Feng heard that number, his eyes lit up. Looks like I'm about to get rich. Before the guard could hand over the money, the butler interrupted him. What are you saying? Do you even realize who Master Lu is? He's a grandmaster. Do you really think someone like him cares about silver? The guard immediately realized his mistake. Of course, a grandmaster wouldn't care about money. He quickly apologized again and handed Lu Feng exactly 24 silver taels. Meanwhile, Lu Feng nearly cried inside. There goes my 240 silver taels. That would have been worth 10 years of my salary. Still forcing a smile, he accepted the 24 taels. All right, this matter ends here. You can stand up now. There's no need to keep kneeling. Seeing Lu Feng's generosity, the butler admired him even more. Even though Master Lu possesses the strength of a grandmaster, he's not arrogant at all. We should all learn from him. True strength should always be accompanied by humility. Afterward, everyone prepared a meal together. While eating, Siwei and Lu Feng chatted for a long time. Later that night, as Lu Feng lay down to rest, he quietly reflected. This world changes so quickly based on strength. Before the Whitebone Sage appeared, everyone treated me one way. After I revealed my power, they completely changed. If I hadn't been strong enough, I'd probably be dead by now. He then opened his status panel to examine his newly acquired talents. The first was Vajra Body. Just as its name suggested, it granted an incredibly powerful defense. Its defensive power far surpassed Copper Skin and Iron Bones, and it could easily withstand attacks from experts in the fierce energy realm. The second talent was Fire Mastery. It was just as impressive. It granted him complete control over limitless flames, almost as if he had become a flame emperor. He could manipulate any fire at will, even seize control of an enemy's flames. Normally, only martial artists or demons who specialized in fire element cultivation possessed such an ability. After seeing the descriptions of both talents, Lu Feng was amazed. I gained so much today. Not only did I obtain Vajra Body and Fire Mastery, I also acquired the incredibly powerful Whitebone Wraith Fire from the Whitebone Sage. 2 days later, Lu Feng and Siwei arrived in Phoenix Tree County. After saying goodbye to her group, Lu Feng headed straight for the Demon Catching Bureau to participate in the martial arts tournament. By the time he reached the arena, it was already packed with spectators. 5 senior martial artists sat in front of the stage, serving as judges for the competition. As the drums sounded, the tournament officially began. The first match was between Ye Yuan, who was at the 7th stage of the energy gathering realm, and Lin He, who had reached the 9th stage. Although Ye Yuan had bravely challenged someone stronger than himself, he wasn't the main character. As expected, he was defeated within just 3 moves. Seeing this, Lu Feng quickly rushed over to help him. Ye Yuan sighed. You should withdraw from the competition. It's already incredibly difficult to defeat someone even 1 level above you. I'm at the 7th stage, yet this 9th stage opponent defeated me in only 3 moves. You're only at the 3rd stage. No matter how skilled you are, winning will be almost impossible. I've experienced it firsthand. I don't want you to get seriously hurt fighting people who are much stronger than you. Lu Feng smiled. Once I've made a decision, I never back down. Hearing that made Yuan feel even more guilty. He believed Lu Feng had gotten himself into trouble because of his encouragement. The drums sounded once again, announcing the second match. This time it was Lu Feng at the 3rd stage versus Lin Zhao, who was at the 9th stage. The moment Lin Zhao saw Lu Feng's cultivation level, he became extremely confident. Looks like I just got a free win, he arrogantly said. Go ahead, draw your weapon. Noticing that Lin Zhao wasn't using his own weapon, Lu Feng asked, Aren't you gonna fight with your sword? Lin Zhao folded his hands behind his back and replied, I don't need a weapon to defeat you. Lu Feng shook his head. I don't want that. If I win using my weapon while you're unarmed, you'll just claim the match was unfair afterward. Lin Zhao laughed. Use whatever weapon you want. If your attack can make me take even a single step backward, I'll admit defeat. And I won't complain that you won unfairly. Since Lin Zhao insisted, Lu Feng stopped arguing. He drew the Wood King's sword and proudly introduced it. My sword is 3 feet long. It's incredibly light because it's made entirely of wood. It was crafted from the heartwood of a 1,000-year-old emperor tree. It took 18 years to forge. Its name is the Wood King's Sword, a low-grade mystery rank spirit weapon. So everyone, please appreciate its quality. The entire audience burst into laughter. Is this guy serious? He's calling a broken wooden sword a mystery rank spirit weapon? No wonder someone at the 3rd stage dared enter this tournament. He's obviously an idiot. Ignoring the ridicule, Lu Feng looked at Lin Zhao. Brother, remember this. I'm using a mystery rank spirit weapon, so don't say I won unfairly later. Lin Zhao rolled his eyes. Don't worry. I won't. Lu Feng suddenly threw the Wood King's sword toward him. Lin Zhao caught it effortlessly. Only children play with wooden swords. Stop fooling around. Come at me properly. He casually snapped the wooden sword in half. Meanwhile, Lu Feng remained completely expressionless. Then, a deep cut suddenly appeared on Lin Zhao's hand. He he cried out in pain. At the same time, blue light began glowing from the broken fragments of the Wood King's sword. Countless vines burst from the ground beneath Lin Zhao's feet, wrapping tightly around his body. Only then did he realize the truth. Everything Lu Feng had said was real. The Wood King's sword truly was a mystery rank spirit weapon. Unfortunately, by the time he realized it, it was already too late. A 9th stage energy gathering realm cultivator had no chance against a mystery rank spirit weapon. The harder he struggled against the vines, the tighter they became. Eventually, they squeezed so hard that blood began pouring from his mouth. Lu Feng calmly said, "Thanks for your help. You can stop now." The vines immediately loosened their grip. Lin Zhao shouted furiously, "Lu Feng, you cheated." Lu Feng smiled. "Brother, you were the one who allowed me to use a mystery rank spirit weapon. So how can you call this unfair?" Lin Zhao roared. "That's nonsense. Who would believe that a wooden sword is a mystery rank spirit weapon?" Lu Feng shrugged. "That's not my fault. I introduced the Wood King's sword before the match even started. I specifically told everyone it was a mystery rank spirit weapon. Everyone here heard me. You can't go back on your own words now." Unwilling to accept defeat, Lin Zhao demanded a rematch. This time, he insisted Lu Feng wasn't allowed to use his spirit weapon. But Lu Feng wasn't foolish. He walked over to the judges and held up the Wood King's sword. "Is there any rule that says spirit weapons can't be used in this tournament?" One of the female judges smiled. "I like this boy." She turned toward the head judge. "What do you think, He Feng?" The head judge, He Feng, replied, "No such rule exists. So the result is perfectly clear. Lu Feng is the winner." As soon as the vines released him, Lin Zhao tried demanding another rematch. Before he could continue, Judge He Feng stood up. "Lin Zhao, have you no shame? A loss is a loss. Step down immediately." With no other choice, Lin Zhao left the stage. As Lu Feng walked out of the arena, He Feng stopped him. "I want your spirit weapon. I'm willing to pay 2,000 gold taels for it." Lu Feng immediately refused. "The Wood King's sword is like family to me. No amount of money can measure its value." He Feng's expression darkened. He clearly wanted the sword and was already thinking of ways to pressure Lu Feng. Before he could say anything else, the female judge interrupted him. "He Feng, there you are. I've already dealt with the person who tried to arrange a private duel. I think his name was Lin. The Demon Catching Bureau strictly forbids attacking fellow members. I didn't expect someone to be foolish enough to ignore that rule. Come on, the next match is about to begin." With no choice left, He Feng left with her. However, he secretly thought, no matter what, I must obtain Lu Feng's spirit weapon. After returning to his room, Lu Feng decided it was finally time to cultivate seriously. "Even though I obtained the system so early, I've barely cultivated properly since reincarnating into this world." He realized that improving his cultivation realm was extremely important. People in this world judged others by their cultivation level. Besides, the higher his realm became, the longer his lifespan would be. With that in mind, Lu Feng began cultivating once again. The technique he practiced was called the Pure Bright Technique. It was the fundamental cultivation method of the Demon Catching Bureau. Every demon sorcerer built their foundation using this technique. Since demons possess the dark attribute, demon sorcerers cultivated the bright attribute to counter them. Mastering the bright attribute made fighting demons much easier. Lu Feng sat cross-legged and began absorbing the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. After some time, a cultivation foundation slowly started forming within his body. However, Lu Feng had no idea this was happening. He accidentally fell asleep while cultivating. The next morning, after waking up, he stretched and sighed. "It's not that I don't want to work hard. Cultivation is just unbelievably boring." He then asked the system, "Why don't you just increase my cultivation realm too? You keep improving my attributes like strength and defense. Are you trying to turn me into nothing but a giant musclehead?" The system calmly replied, "This system cannot increase the host's cultivation realm, because you don't actually have a cultivation realm at all." The next day, Lu Feng arrived for the second round of the martial arts tournament. The moment he entered the arena, people surrounded him. Everyone was curious about the Wood King's sword. Even yellow-rank demon sorcerers in the Demon Catching Bureau usually used ordinary weapons. Only mystery-rank demon sorcerers possessed spirit weapons, and even then, they were normally only yellow-rank spirit weapons. A mystery-rank spirit weapon was typically something only an earth-rank demon sorcerer could own. As for an earth-rank spirit weapon, there was only one in the entire Demon Catching Bureau, and it belonged to a heaven-rank demon sorcerer. Yet Lu Feng, an apprentice demon sorcerer at only the 3rd stage of the energy gathering realm, possessed a mystery-rank spirit weapon. It was no wonder everyone admired him. His next opponent was another cultivator at the 9th stage of the energy gathering realm. Knowing Lu Feng relied on a mystery-rank spirit weapon, the man decided to attack before Lu Feng could draw it. He charged forward at full speed. However, just as his sword was about to strike Lu Feng, a wooden shield suddenly emerged from the Wood King's sword. The shield was unbelievably sturdy. His attack couldn't even leave a mark on it. Frustrated, he immediately jumped back. Since he knew the Wood King's sword was protecting Lu Feng automatically, he had no idea how to continue fighting. But Lu Feng had no intention of giving him time to think. Using the vines produced by the Wood King's sword, he instantly disarmed his opponent. Countless vines erupted from the ground and chased after him from every direction. Realizing the match was already over, Lu Feng casually returned the man's sword so they could finish the fight properly. The moment the man caught his weapon, he launched a sneak attack. It didn't help. The vines immediately struck him, sending him flying backward with a single blow. The audience fell completely silent. In the following match, Lu Feng didn't even bother exerting himself. He instantly bound his opponent with vines and casually tossed him off the stage. The attack wasn't particularly harmful, but it was incredibly humiliating. The audience didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Then an elderly martial artist stepped forward. Lu Feng, you should fight fairly. Stop relying on your spirit weapon. Only then can your third stage cultivation truly improve. Before the old man could even finish speaking, Lu Feng's vines launched him straight out of the arena. Watching the old man fly through the air, Lu Feng scratched his head. I think he was trying to tell me something. The wind was too strong. I couldn't hear him clearly. With yet another easy victory, Lu Feng secured a place in the top 4. The remaining contestants immediately protested. They complained to He Feng. Lu Feng is cheating. He's winning every match only because of his spirit weapon. If he's allowed to keep using it, none of us stand a chance. If that's the case, you might as well promote him directly to yellow rank. Seeing an opportunity, He Feng secretly sent his steward, Huang, to negotiate with Lu Feng. The next morning, Lu Feng was cultivating in his room when Huang arrived. He said, "Every martial artist and apprentice demon sorcerer has filed complaints against you. They're boycotting you. If you're willing to hand the Wood King's sword over to Lord He Feng, everything can be resolved. He'll personally help you become a yellow-ranked demon sorcerer. You'll even be allowed to keep using the Wood King's sword until you're officially promoted. Once you become a yellow-ranked demon sorcerer, you'll hand the sword over to him. In return, you'll receive a generous amount of money and Lord He Feng's favor." Lu Feng calmly asked, "What if I refuse?" Huang smiled coldly. "Nothing serious. You simply won't be allowed to use the Wood King's sword in the tournament. You'll be eliminated from the top 4. You'll lose your chance to become a yellow-ranked demon sorcerer. And you'll also offend Lord He Feng. As for what happens after that, I can't guarantee your safety." Lu Feng looked him straight in the eyes. "Go tell your master. The Wood King's sword is like family to me. I'm never selling it. Our discussion ends here. You can leave now." As Huang walked away, he muttered to himself, "What an idiot. I wonder what Lord He Feng will do to him now." The scene shifted back to the tournament arena. Many spectators already felt sorry for Lu Feng's next opponent. His opponent was Hu Bangqing, one of the strongest competitors in the tournament. He had reached the 9th stage of the energy-gathering realm. While still at that realm, he had even killed an ironclad corpse, a creature normally comparable to someone in the inner energy realm. Unfortunately for him, his next opponent was Lu Feng. Before the match began, Hu Bangqing addressed the judges. "I have something to say. Lu Feng has been exploiting a loophole in the rules by using a spirit weapon. This tournament has become a joke. The purpose of this competition is to select the most deserving candidate for the position of yellow-rank demon sorcerer. But he's defeating everyone solely because of his spirit weapon. He doesn't possess the strength required for the position. If someone like him becomes a yellow-rank demon sorcerer, it will disgrace the title. I request that the judges ban Lu Feng from using his spirit weapon so the competition can be truly fair." Seeing the perfect opportunity, He Feng turned toward Lu Feng. "Do you have anything to say?" Lu Feng answered calmly, "I only used my spirit weapon to destroy everyone's confidence. Did you really think I could only win because of it?" "Yes, I own a spirit weapon, but I don't rely on it." The audience burst into laughter. "Did we hear that correctly? He's saying he can still win without his spirit weapon? Without it, he's nothing." Ignoring everyone's mockery, Lu Feng calmly placed the Wood King's sword beside the stage. "I'll show you my true strength. I'm already invincible within the energy-gathering realm. I don't need a spirit weapon to win." He Feng immediately announced, "From this point onward, no one may use spirit weapons. If you wish to fight, use ordinary weapons only. Let this competition be decided fairly." The audience erupted with excitement. Hu Bangqing grinned. "Perfect. Now reaching the finals will be easy. My opponent is only at the 3rd stage of the energy-gathering realm." He even set his own sword aside. "Lu Feng, I'll defeat you with nothing but my fists." He threw a powerful punch directly at Lu Feng's head. The punch landed squarely on its target. But in the very next second, every bone in Hu Bangqing's hand shattered. He screamed in agony. Even He Feng shot to his feet in shock. "I can't believe it. He's actually mastered the iron cloth robe technique." The female judge smiled. "You're truly impressive. I never imagined I'd witness such a genius specializing in body cultivation." The audience was equally stunned. A cultivator at the 3rd stage of the energy-gathering realm had taken the full force punch of a 9th stage expert without receiving even a scratch. Suppressing the pain, Hu Bangqing stood back up. He picked up the sword he had left on the ground and slashed at Lu Feng with all his strength. To everyone's disbelief, Lu Feng caught the blade with his bare hand. With a slight squeeze, The sword shattered into pieces. Looking calmly at Hu Bangqing, Lu Feng said, "Do you finally realize the gap between us? I don't even want to use my real strength. If I did, I'd completely destroy your confidence. Tell me something. If you lose to someone at the third stage, how will you ever convince yourself that you're strong? If I had beaten you with my spirit weapon, you could have comforted yourself by saying the weapon was the real reason you lost. At least your confidence would have remained intact." After hearing those words, Hu Bangqing clenched his teeth. "I haven't lost. You're just physically tougher than I am. That doesn't mean you've defeated me." Lu Feng was getting tired of Hu Bangqing's stubborn attitude. Without another word, he grabbed Hu Bangqing by the head and slammed him into the ground. The impact was so powerful that the arena floor cracked apart. Hu Bangqing was knocked unconscious instantly. Brushing the dust off his clothes, Lu Feng calmly said, "Tell the steward to announce the result already." With that, he won the match with ease. As Lu Feng walked off the stage, his next opponent, Bai Maming, watched him with a worried expression. Will my spear even be able to leave a scratch on his body? Even He Feng couldn't stop thinking about what he had just witnessed. He walked over to Bai Maming and asked, "Are you confident you can defeat Lu Feng in the next match?" Bai Maming shook his head. "After seeing that fight, I've completely lost my confidence. I'm not even sure whether my spear can scratch his body." Hearing that, He Feng handed him a spear called Facing the Phoenix. It was a low-grade yellow-rank spirit weapon that He Feng had never revealed to the public before. Bai Maming looked confused. "What do you mean?" He Feng replied, "Lu Feng's arrogant attitude makes him unfit to become a yellow-rank demon sorcerer. I'm lending you this spear so you can defeat him. With this spirit weapon, the battle won't be one-sided anymore." Bai Maming gratefully accepted the weapon. "My luck is incredible. With this spear, I finally have a chance to become a yellow-rank demon sorcerer." However, something suddenly occurred to him. Wait, didn't the judges ban spirit weapons from the tournament? Wouldn't I be breaking the rules if I use this in front of everyone? He Feng smiled. Only Lu Feng is forbidden from using a spirit weapon. Bai Maming froze. He Feng was openly telling him to cheat. Although the judges would approve it, everyone would know he had won unfairly. He found himself caught between two choices. On one hand, he could easily become a yellow-rank demon sorcerer. On the other, his reputation would be ruined. After thinking for a moment, he made his decision. Who cares about reputation? I'll become a yellow-rank demon sorcerer, no matter what. The next day, Lu Feng entered the arena for the semi-final match. As soon as he stepped onto the stage, everyone's attention shifted toward him. After all, he had defeated multiple 9th stage cultivators despite being only at the 3rd stage. Many people had even decided to start practicing the iron cloth robe technique after witnessing his incredible defense. Soon, Bai Maming stepped onto the stage. Lu Feng smiled. So Bai Maming, would you like to fight? Or would you rather admit defeat now and save us both some time? Bai Maming snorted. Don't be so arrogant. I know you think no one can break your defense, but I'm not afraid of you. I've developed a spear technique specifically to break through your body. If you can withstand even one strike, I'll admit defeat immediately. Lu Feng nodded. Fine. Let's not waste time. He removed his shirt and pointed at his chest. Attack me right here. I'm taking my shirt off because I don't want you tearing my clothes. Bai Maming was delighted. Meanwhile, Lu Feng secretly wondered, what if he really has a technique that can pierce straight through my body? The match began. Bai Maming immediately charged forward, wielding the fess facing the phoenix spear. The audience was shocked. What's going on? They banned Lu Feng from using a spirit weapon, but Bai Maming is allowed to use one. This is completely unfair. The spear struck Lu Feng with tremendous force, creating a massive explosion. Bai Maming stood proudly, convinced he had already won. However, when the smoke cleared, Lu Feng was standing completely unharmed inside a glowing golden bell shield. The audience was stunned. That's the golden bell shield. And it's fully mastered. So that's how he blocked a spirit weapon. With a fully mastered iron cloth robe technique and a fully mastered golden bell shield, even a yellow-rank spirit weapon can't hurt him. Lu Feng looked at Bai Maming and said calmly, so this is your self-created spear technique? You're using a spirit weapon and calling it your own technique? Bai Maming stared at him in disbelief. He thrust his spear forward again. But after colliding with the golden bell shield, the spear couldn't move another inch. Lu Feng sighed. Are you enjoying stabbing me that much? Bai Maming unconsciously took a few steps back. For the first time, he was genuinely afraid. Seeing him stare blankly, Lu Feng felt uncomfortable. Why are you looking at me like that? Then Bai Maming suddenly remembered something. Earlier, Lu Feng had specifically told him to attack his chest. That means there must be some weakness hidden somewhere else. He deliberately tricked me. Thinking he had figured it out, Bai Maming immediately stabbed toward Lu Feng's abdomen. This time, Lu Feng casually stopped the spear using only 2 fingers. No matter how hard Bai Maming pushed, he couldn't move the spear forward even a single inch. Lu Feng frowned. Where are you aiming? I told you to attack my chest. With a slight twist of his fingers, he snatched the spear away and threw it completely out of the arena. The audience instantly lost interest in the fight. Instead, everyone rushed toward the fallen spirit weapon. hoping to grab it first. Meanwhile, He Feng's face turned dark. Damn it. Not only did I fail to obtain the Wood King's sword, now I've lost facing the Phoenix too. Making up an excuse, He Feng quietly left the arena. Bai Maming still wasn't convinced. I know it. There's definitely something wrong with your chest. Otherwise, why wouldn't you let me attack anywhere else? Lu Feng looked at him like he was an idiot. Do you know how to do anything besides stab people? I told you to attack my chest because I didn't want you ripping my clothes. With that, Lu Feng finally stopped holding back. He beat Bai Maming so badly that his face became completely swollen and almost unrecognizable. Only then did Bai Maming finally understand. Lu Feng hadn't been protecting a weak spot at all. He was literally just trying to protect his clothes. By the time the fight ended, Lu Feng was already exhausted. As he turned to leave, Bai Maming instinctively grabbed onto his clothes. The fabric ripped apart immediately. The situation became even more awkward. Knowing he had absolutely no chance of winning, Bai Maming finally decided to surrender. Unfortunately for him, Lu Feng's final punch had already been thrown. The punch sent Bai Maming flying straight out of the arena. The referee immediately announced, "Winner, Lu Feng." Lu Feng is officially promoted to Yellow Rank Demon Sorcerer. The female judge and Huang stepped forward to present Lu Feng with the official equipment of a Yellow Rank Demon Sorcerer. The reward included a Goose Feather Blade and a Demon Sorcerer token. The Goose Feather Blade wasn't a spirit weapon, but it was an exceptionally high-quality weapon. It even contained a small formation engraved inside it. The token served as the official identification of a Yellow Rank Demon Sorcerer. It also contained a special formation that automatically absorbed death chi from slain demons. Whenever its owner killed a demon, the token would automatically record the achievement. After presenting the rewards, the female judge left. Before leaving, she told Huang, "You can explain the rest." Huang then introduced the benefits of becoming a Yellow Rank Demon Sorcerer. One of the greatest privileges was the opportunity to enter the Scripture Pavilion and choose a martial arts manual. Soon afterward, Lu Feng arrived on the second floor of the Scripture Pavilion. His eyes widened. Countless martial arts manuals filled the shelves. There were so many choices that he had no idea which one to pick. Finally, he closed his eyes and reached out at random. When he opened them again, he found himself holding a single ancient manual. The pavilion administrator's expression immediately changed. "You should choose another book. That manual is extremely dangerous." The technique Lu Feng had selected was called the Burn Bright Sword. It was an extremely advanced sword technique that gathered the bright fire energy within the user's body and unleashed it against an enemy. However, the technique also inflicted serious damage on its user. It demanded incredibly precise control. Even the slightest mistake could seriously injure or even kill the practitioner. The administrator advised him, "Choose another manual. There's nothing embarrassing about it. The most important thing is selecting a technique that's suitable for you." But instead of being discouraged, Lu Feng became even more interested. The characteristics of the technique suited him perfectly. He possessed the Vajra body, giving him an incredibly durable physique, and he had already awakened the Fire Mastery talent. This technique was practically made for me. If I can combine the Whitebone Wraith Fire with the Burn Bright Sword, I'll gain another powerful trump card. Thinking this, Lu Feng firmly replied, "I've decided. I want this manual." He also borrowed the manual for the Golden Bell Shield on his way out. The administrator sighed, "If you're determined to learn it, be extremely careful. This technique is genuinely dangerous." Lu Feng smiled confidently. "If I'm unwilling to work hard and take risks, I'll never achieve greatness. And if fate truly exists, then perhaps this technique was destined to be mine. If there's anyone in the entire Great Flame Dynasty who can master it, it's me." After saying that, Lu Feng left the Scripture Pavilion without another word. Watching him leave, the administrator sighed. "Lu Feng, I hope I haven't just sent you toward your own death." After leaving the pavilion, Lu Feng met Steward Huang. When Huang noticed that Lu Feng had also borrowed the Golden Bell Shield manual, he asked in confusion, "Why did you borrow this? Haven't you already mastered it?" Lu Feng smiled. "I want to study it again. I'll continue refining the technique until I reach its absolute peak." Huang was stunned. He never expected Lu Feng to casually speak about one of the greatest principles of martial arts, that every technique could always be refined further. On his way back, Huang silently made up his mind. "Unless my superiors specifically order me, I won't do anything to make things difficult for Lu Feng." As Huang approached the mansion to report everything, he unexpectedly found He Feng standing outside. Confused, Huang asked, "Why are you standing here instead of going inside?" He Feng let out a helpless sigh. "I've been looking for the spirit weapon facing the phoenix. I finally found it, inside the mansion's sewer." Because spirit weapons were incredibly sharp, the spear had pierced straight through the ground and fallen deep into the drainage system. "I've already had the place cleaned, but the smell is still unbearable. I've heard you don't have a sense of smell. Now that I've met you, I know it's true. You're the perfect person for this job." Without waiting for an answer, He Feng dragged Huang toward the sewer. Standing in front of it, Huang broke into a cold sweat. For a moment, he even felt as though his sense of smell was beginning to return. Still, he had no choice but to climb down and retrieve the spear. Meanwhile, Lu Feng returned home and continued improving the Golden Bell shield, hoping to push it to an even higher level. Next, he planned to cultivate the Burn Bright Sword. However, if he practiced such a destructive technique inside his house, he might accidentally burn the entire place down. That wasn't a risk he could afford to take. So he traveled outside Phoenix Tree County to begin his training. According to the manual, the first step required standing beneath direct sunlight for a long time and absorbing bright fire energy. Unfortunately, it was already nighttime. Without sunlight, that step was impossible. Lu Feng decided to skip it. The second step required fusing the bright fire energy with one's inner energy, changing its nature through constant compression. The practitioner had to compress the energy repeatedly until it reached its limit. However, Lu Feng was only at the third stage of the energy gathering realm. He simply didn't possess enough energy to perform that step properly. Scratching his head, he muttered, "Skipping the first step was definitely the right decision. Let's move on to the second." The second stage focused on concentrating fire energy onto the sword. The manual explained that the key was to compress the energy into a single point before releasing it in one explosive burst. Anyone who failed to control that process would injure themselves before the attack was even unleashed. After reading that, Lu Feng started sweating. Compressing and releasing energy, he had no idea how to do that. Then an idea suddenly came to him. Instead of compressing my own fire energy, why don't I use the White Bone Wraith Fire? He summoned the Wood King sword. His plan was simple. He would coat the sword with the White Bone Wraith Fire and attempt to slash. If it worked, attacking through the sword would be much faster and more powerful than simply throwing the flames directly. After several attempts, he successfully compressed the White Bone Wraith Fire onto the blade. Surprisingly, that part wasn't difficult. However, the moment he swung the sword, the White Bone Wraith Fire slipped off the blade, flew upward, and exploded right above his own head. Lu Feng ended up burning himself instead. Even so, he wasn't discouraged. Following the manual step by step, he continued practicing. The same thing happened again and again. The White Bone Wraith Fire kept exploding in his face. After countless failures, he finally managed to perfectly concentrate the White Bone Wraith Fire onto the Wood King's sword. Taking a deep breath, he unleashed a full power slash toward a distant mountain. The attack was unimaginably powerful. The mountain split cleanly into two, but the slash didn't stop there. It continued flying toward Phoenix Tree County. Moments later, a massive explosion lit up the night sky above the county. The blast was so brilliant that it looked as if night had suddenly turned into day. Only then did Lu Feng fully understand the true essence of the Burn Bright Sword. The secret was to compress the fire energy to its absolute limit before releasing it in an instant. However, when he realized his attack had flown directly toward Phoenix Tree County, his expression immediately changed. Something's wrong. What if someone got hurt because of that explosion? Without wasting another second, Lu Feng rushed back toward Phoenix Tree County. Shortly after he left, another group arrived at the training site. Leading them was a heaven-ranked demon sorcerer from the Phoenix Tree County Demon Catching Bureau. The moment he stepped into the area, he sensed the lingering aura of the White Bone Wraith Fire. The method of refining that flame was unique. Only the Blood Demon sect possessed it. Examining the marks left on the ground, he quickly reached a conclusion. The person who fought here merged the White Bone Wraith Fire with a sword technique. Only a Grandmaster from the Blood Demon sect, someone highly proficient in both fire control and swordsmanship, could have achieved something like this. The heaven-ranked demon sorcerer continued his analysis. I also believe the sword technique used here was the Burn Bright Sword, one of the Demon Catching Bureau's martial arts. That means the person who performed this attack is either a member of the Demon Catching Bureau, or the Blood Demon sect has planted a spy inside our organization. The Demon Catching Bureau is the Blood Demon sect's greatest enemy. So perhaps this attack was meant as a warning. Imagine someone entering Phoenix Tree County in the middle of the night and unleashing a single sword slash powerful enough to split a mountain. The attack harms no civilians. Its only purpose is to provoke the Demon Catching Bureau. By using the Burn Bright Sword, they're trying to tell us they have a spy within our ranks, someone who is leaking all of our secrets to the Blood Demon sect. After connecting all the clues, he reached another conclusion. I believe they're after the Candle Dark Sword. The Candle Dark Sword is a mid-grade Earth rank martial technique. The Burn Bright Sword they possess is a mid-grade Mystery rank technique. Both techniques originated from the Heaven rank Underworld Flame Sword. Even after countless years of study, both techniques remain incomplete. Even if you combine them, it's still impossible to recreate the complete Heaven rank Underworld Flame Sword. The Heaven rank Demon Sorcerer narrowed his eyes. So that's their real objective. They want us to panic after this incident and move the Candle Dark Sword to another location. Then, using their spy, they'll discover its new hiding place and steal it. But this only proves one thing. The place where the Candle Dark Sword is currently stored is completely secure. We have no reason to move it. However, since our enemies have become bold enough to openly provoke us, I'll use the Candle Dark Sword as bait. I'll set a trap and expose every spy hiding within the Demon Catching Bureau. Not only will we eliminate the Blood Demon Sect's core members, we'll also obtain the missing fragment needed to restore the complete Heaven Rank technique. After making his decision, he prepared to discuss the plan with his companions. As he walked downstairs, he passed right by Lu Feng. Ironically, he blamed everything on the Blood Demon Sect, while the real culprit casually walked past him unnoticed. Lu Feng entered the resting hall and was relieved to see that everyone was safe. Only then did he finally relax. His experiment, combining the Burn Bright sword with the White Bone Wraith Fire, had been an overwhelming success. In fact, the technique was even more powerful than he had expected. However, he quickly realized another problem. If he continued using the technique like that, he might accidentally injure innocent people. The previous attack had been an accident. He had completely lost control of its direction. That alone proved he still needed much more practice before he could use the technique safely. At the same time, the attack was so destructive and loud that secretly practicing it was practically impossible. After thinking for a while, Lu Feng came up with another idea. Instead of using the White Bone Wraith Fire, I can simply use ordinary flames. That would greatly reduce the attack's power. Since I possess Fire Mastery, controlling normal fire will be easy. There's no need to rely on the White Bone Wraith Fire every time. After all, my goal right now is simply to master the Burn Bright sword without attracting attention. With that thought, Lu Feng took out a primal cultivation pill from his pocket. This pill was extremely valuable for cultivators in the inner energy realm. For someone in the energy gathering realm, its effects were much weaker. Lu Feng hesitated. Without this pill, I may never reach the inner energy realm. He swallowed it. The pill immediately dissolved inside his mouth and began releasing its medicinal power. Using the Pure Bright technique, Lu Feng rapidly absorbed its energy. The surrounding demon sorcerers watched in astonishment. They couldn't believe someone was cultivating openly inside the resting hall. As Lu Feng continued refining the pill, his body reached its limit. Suddenly, he let out an unbelievably loud fart. The smell was so terrible that everyone in the hall looked like they were about to pass out. Despite the embarrassment, Lu Feng successfully broke through. His cultivation advanced to the 4th stage of the energy gathering realm. He never expected the primal cultivation pill to be this effective. If I had a few more of these pills, I could probably reach the inner energy realm within minutes. Unfortunately, the Demon Catching Bureau was incredibly stingy. Every newly promoted yellow-rank demon sorcerer received only 1 primal cultivation pill. Anyone who wanted more had to complete missions and earn merit points. Lu Feng immediately realized the situation. If there's a pill that can increase cultivation this quickly, who would willingly miss out on it? Looks like I'll have to work honestly and earn merit points. Just then, he suddenly remembered something. Today was his very first day reporting for duty as a yellow-rank demon sorcerer. Being late on his first day was the last thing he wanted. He immediately rushed to headquarters. To his surprise, his direct superior turned out to be none other than He Feng. Lu Feng instantly understood why He Feng had served as the referee during the tournament. After the previous yellow-rank demon sorcerer, Mr. Yang, died, He Feng had taken over his position. Lu Feng sighed inwardly. I'm definitely in trouble. I've already refused He Feng twice. Even so, he stepped forward respectfully. Subordinate Lu Feng reporting for duty. He Feng deliberately ignored him. The awkward silence made the atmosphere incredibly uncomfortable. His intention was obvious. He wanted to humiliate Lu Feng. Just then, the female judge greeted Lu Feng warmly, easing the tension. She walked over, patted him on the shoulder, and said, "This is the most I can do to help you. You arrived late on your very first day. That's a direct violation of the rules. As punishment, 1 month's salary will be deducted. I hope you treat this as a lesson, and don't repeat the mistake." She then turned toward He Feng. "What do you think?" He Feng replied with a cold expression. "I agree." Lu Feng immediately became furious. "On my very first day, you're deducting an entire month's salary? So I'm basically working for free? Are you two joking? And stop saying I was late. I arrived exactly on time. It's not my fault that you ignored my report." He Feng calmly replied, "I'm simply enforcing the rules. If you're really telling the truth, we can go outside and check the time. You don't need to lie. If you admit your mistake, I'm willing to let it go." Lu Feng narrowed his eyes. "Lord He Feng, it seems you're abusing your authority to suppress others." Everyone in the hall was stunned. None of them expected a newcomer to confront his superior on his very first day. He Feng slowly picked up his teacup. "Lu Feng, do you know the punishment for insulting your superior?" Lu Feng answered without hesitation. "Then do you know the punishment for deliberately targeting your subordinate, manipulating a tournament, and plotting against him?" The entire hall fell silent. Crack! He Feng crushed the teacup in his hand. "Lu Feng, you're far too arrogant. I think someone like you belongs in the demon-catching prison. I'll transfer you there. You can spend the rest of your life as a prison guard." Hearing those words, Lu Feng nearly burst with excitement. My luck can't possibly be this good. I don't even have to work to get transferred to the demon-catching prison. He Feng is handing me my dream job on a silver platter. Unable to contain himself, Lu Feng rushed forward, grabbed He Feng's hand, and said with tears in his eyes, "Lord He Feng, thank you so much. Thank you for sending me to the demon-catching prison." Meanwhile, he secretly thought, second-layer demons, just wait for me. I'm coming. Seeing Lu Feng's reaction only made He Feng even angrier. He assumed Lu Feng was trembling in fear and pretending to be grateful. Before anything else could happen, the female judge stepped in. "He Feng, you can't be this heartless. Think it over again. We're already short on manpower." Before she could continue, Lu Feng interrupted her. "There's no need to forgive me. Please transfer me to the demon-catching prison immediately." The female judge looked at him in disbelief. "How can you be this stubborn? I'm trying to help you." "Stay quiet. The demon-catching prison isn't a place anyone wants to go." Lu Feng replied seriously. "Why wouldn't I want to go? I want to be transferred there." The female judge was speechless. "Have you lost your mind? Who willingly asks to be sent to the demon-catching prison?" At that moment, He Feng waved his hand. "Forget it. Let's end this discussion. Steward Huang, take him away. I still have documents to review." In reality, He Feng wasn't showing mercy. The demon-catching bureau simply didn't have enough staff, and he didn't want trouble at the beginning of his tenure. Meanwhile, Lu Feng felt incredibly disappointed. He had almost reached the prison's second layer, but the opportunity slipped away. Huang then escorted Lu Feng to choose his subordinates. As they walked, Huang explained, "Every yellow-rank demon sorcerer is allowed to command 5 subordinates." He introduced 5 demon sorcerers available for assignment. Among them, 4 had already reached the peak of the inner energy realm. Although Lu Feng was only at the 3rd stage of the energy gathering realm, every subordinate present knew how powerful he truly was. They had all watched the martial arts tournament, so they understood that Lu Feng's combat strength was extraordinary. However, in their eyes, no matter how strong Lu Feng was physically, he still couldn't compare to cultivators in the inner energy realm. Most people believed that a higher cultivation realm was more important than physical strength. Because of that, among the 5 newly promoted yellow-ranked demon sorcerers, Lu Feng was considered the weakest. This became obvious during the selection process. The other 4 yellow-ranked demon sorcerers quickly gathered their teams. Meanwhile, not a single person volunteered to join Lu Feng. It was as if everyone had deliberately avoided him. Since each yellow-ranked demon sorcerer was allowed to recruit 5 subordinates, Lu Feng realized that if he didn't do something, he might end up with no team at all. So he took the initiative. "Join my team. If you choose a powerful leader, your chances of surviving will be much higher. Ordinary demon sorcerers can't stand against powerful demons. But if you join me, I'll be your shield. I'll protect you from those demons. That way, all of you will have a much better chance of surviving." Although most people still refused because of his low cultivation level, a few exceptions remained. Some valued survival more than status. Fatty Wang and scholar Zhu Fan both decided to join Lu Feng's team. After every yellow-rank demon sorcerer selected their subordinates, the Demon Catching Bureau assigned each team responsibility for a specific region. Every area's demon-related incidents would now be handled by one yellow-rank demon sorcerer. The assignments were personally distributed by He Feng. As they waited, Fatty Wang silently prayed, "Please, don't assign us to Blackwater Village." Curious, Lu Feng asked, "What's wrong with Blackwater Village?" Fatty Wang explained, "The mystery-ranked demon sorcerer, Mr. Yang, was killed in the dry bone forest near Blackwater Village. He and 4 yellow-ranked demon sorcerers were patrolling the area. Then suddenly, every corpse there transformed into demons and killed Mr. Yang." After learning about the incident, the heaven-ranked demon sorcerer Li sent 1 earth-ranked demon sorcerer and 3 mystery-ranked demon sorcerers to investigate, but they found nothing. According to their report, the demon responsible wasn't native to the area. It likely killed Mr. Yang's group, and then fled. Fatty Wang shook his head. Anyone with common sense knows that's just an excuse. Demons love dark places. The dry bone forest is filled with dark aura. That demon is clearly intelligent. It hides whenever demon sorcerers arrive, and once they leave, it starts killing again. Since He Feng had replaced the late Mr. Yang, Dark Mountain County now fell under He Feng's jurisdiction. Blackwater Village was one of the villages within Dark Mountain County. Fatty Wang nervously looked at Lu Feng. "Please ask Lord He Feng not to assign us there." Laughing, Lu Feng replied, "My relationship with Lord He Feng is excellent. I'm sure he'll give me special treatment." Hearing that, Fatty Wang sighed in relief. "That's great. If Lord Lu Feng has such a good relationship with He Feng, our team should be safe." A moment later, He Feng assigned Lu Feng's team to Blackwater Village. Fatty Wang felt like he had been struck by lightning. "Brother Lu Feng, I thought you said your relationship with Lord He Feng was great, and that he'd give you special treatment." Lu Feng nodded calmly. "That's right. We've known each other for quite a while." At that moment, Fatty Wang finally understood the situation. He had boarded a sinking ship. With a hopeless expression, he said, "Let's just patrol around the outskirts of Blackwater Village. We don't need to risk our lives unnecessarily." Lu Feng immediately shook his head. "We're demon sorcerers. We shouldn't be afraid. If we're too scared to face demons, then who will protect the people? Fatty Wong glared at him. We only joined your team because of you. Before he could continue, Scholar Zhu Fan spoke up. I think Lord Lu Feng is absolutely right. It's our duty to obey orders and protect the people. I believe I joined the right team. Lord Lu Feng is a true hero. Fatty Wong stared at him in disbelief. Are you flattering Lord Lu Feng? Or have you actually gone crazy? Lu Feng smiled. Don't worry, as long as I'm here, no demon will be able to harm you. They still had 3 days before they were scheduled to enter Blackwater Village. Lu Feng decided to spend that time cultivating the Burn Bright sword. This time, however, he planned to use ordinary flames instead of the Whitebone Wraith Fire to avoid causing another disaster. As he wondered how to attach normal flames to his sword, an idea suddenly struck him. A lighter. He decided to forge a special sword. The blade would be made from a material capable of igniting easily. By filling the scabbard with oil, the sword would catch fire automatically the moment it was drawn. Once the blade was burning, controlling the flames would be effortless, thanks to his fire mastery talent. Thinking of such a brilliant solution, Lu Feng couldn't help feeling like a genius. He immediately visited the Demon Catching Bureau's blacksmith. The blacksmith was a fitness enthusiast who loved working out. Without even looking up, he said, I'm training right now. Come back later. But Lu Feng couldn't afford to wait. He placed a pile of money on top of his design blueprint. Will you still refuse now? The blacksmith's attitude changed instantly. He picked up the blueprint and carefully examined it. After a while, he said, I can forge this sword. But because it's made from flint-based materials, it'll ignite very easily. It won't be suitable for real combat. Lu Feng nodded. I don't care whether it's practical in battle. This is exactly the design I want. I'm not making it to fight. I only need it to practice the Burn Bright sword. The blacksmith immediately understood Lu Feng's intention. Your sword will be ready in 5 days. Lu Feng frowned. That's too long. We're leaving for Blackwater Village in only 3 days. I can't take that risk. I'll pay extra. But I need it finished within 3 days. At first, the blacksmith hesitated. However, the additional payment quickly changed his mind. He immediately began working day and night. Thanks to the extra money, he finished the sword in just 2 days. Lu Feng named the new sword Yama. Smiling, he said, This blacksmith is incredible. Give him more money and he finishes 2 days' worth of work overnight. For safety, Lu Feng also purchased several additional supplies, including a demon-slaying sword. He brought along the goose feather blade issued by the Demon Catching Bureau. Naturally, he also carried his favorite weapon, the Wood King's sword. On top of that, he packed 7 talismans and a bottle of energy recovery pills. After completing all of his preparations, Lu Feng felt fully confident about the upcoming mission. He then called Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan so they could depart together. However, Lu Feng immediately noticed something strange. Fatty Wong looked even fatter than before. Fatty Wong explained, I put on an extra layer of armor to keep myself alive. Looking at the ridiculously heavy armor, Lu Feng wondered, how is he supposed to move while wearing all of that? Soon afterward, the group arrived at Blackwater Village in Dark Mountain County. The village was eerily quiet. Seeing the peaceful surroundings, Lu Feng wondered, is there really a demon here? Then he shrugged. There's only one way to find out. Let's investigate the village. As they entered, the village chief, Old Liang, stopped them. After a brief conversation, Liang explained everything that had happened. About a month ago, a mysterious black wind passed near Blackwater Village. After that, children gradually started disappearing. At first, nobody paid much attention. Wild animals occasionally carried people away, so it didn't seem unusual. But more and more children vanished. Eventually, they even started disappearing from inside their own homes. Everyone who witnessed it said the culprit was a black wind. I've traveled enough to recognize signs of demons, so I immediately reported the incident to the Demon Catching Bureau. Then Mr. Yang arrived, and you already know what happened to him. The strangest part is, after Mr. Yang died, the disappearances stopped completely. After hearing the entire story, Lu Feng realized the Earth-ranked demon sorcerer's earlier conclusion was probably correct. The demon had likely only passed through the area and had already left. Lu Feng nodded. You can return home now. He decided to investigate the dry bone forest before nightfall. Just then, Fatty Wong grabbed his shoulder. Why don't we just head back and report that there aren't any demons here? Nothing has happened since that incident. I don't think any demon is still around. Lu Feng immediately rejected the idea. We're not leaving Blackwater Village that easily. Tonight, we're going to get rid of all your fear. Meanwhile, Lu Feng secretly thought, if I really do encounter a demon, I might finally be able to level up. Fatty Wong knew no one was going to listen to him, so he reluctantly agreed. Just then, their attention was drawn to a candy vendor walking through the village. The colorful candy immediately caught Fatty Wong's eye. He turned to Zhu Fan and Lu Feng. I want some of that candy. Zhu Fan was about to refuse, but Lu Feng smiled. Fine, you can buy one. Without wasting a second, Fatty Wong hurried after the vendor. He shouted several times to get the man's attention, but the vendor acted as if he couldn't hear him and continued walking. It was almost as though he were deaf. A moment later, the vendor turned into a narrow alley and suddenly disappeared. Fatty Wong chased after him, but an instant later, he let out a terrified scream. Lu Feng and Zhu Fan rushed over. Fatty Wong stood frozen, staring blankly at the wall. The candy seller came in here, and then he just vanished. Lu Feng and Zhu Fan carefully searched the entire alley. There were no footprints, no hidden passages, no traps, nothing at all. Lu Feng frowned. Considering Fatty Wong's cultivation level, the fact that the vendor disappeared so effortlessly means he must be at least in the true energy realm. Or perhaps he's an even stronger hidden expert. The missing children are probably connected to him. That candy seller might actually be the demon responsible for kidnapping them. But I don't have any evidence yet. I need proof before anyone will believe my theory. Just then, Lu Feng noticed a group of children playing nearby. Since they had been outside for quite a while, they might have seen something. He walked over and asked one of them, "Have you noticed anything suspicious around here?" The child crossed his arms and replied coolly, "Don't you look more suspicious than anyone else?" Fatty Wong immediately became furious. Rolling up his sleeves, he shouted, "Kid, answer honestly. Otherwise you're going to regret it. I'll beat you so badly you won't be acting cool ever again." Surprisingly, Zhu Fan didn't stop him this time. Fatty Wong ended up embarrassing himself. Lu Feng sighed, took out 2 copper coins, and handed them to the child. "Have you seen a candy seller around here?" The boy cleverly accepted the money before smiling innocently. "Sorry, I haven't seen any candy seller." Lu Feng was left speechless. If he didn't know anything, then why did he take my money? He had just been tricked by a little kid. Suddenly, the sky turned pitch black. Fatty Wong immediately panicked. "Brother Lu Feng, please, let's leave this place. I'm really scared." Just then, someone suddenly placed a hand on Fatty Wong's shoulder. He nearly jumped out of his skin. Fortunately, it was only village chief Liang. Liang smiled warmly. "You can all come to my house for dinner. The meal is already prepared." Lu Feng accepted the invitation. However, Fatty Wong still felt that something was terribly wrong. He whispered, "Brother Lu Feng, let's leave. I really have a bad feeling about this place." Lu Feng shook his head. "We're not leaving yet." But when he turned around, the child who had taken his money had disappeared without a trace. Seeing yet another child vanish, Lu Feng became even more suspicious. Looking at Liang, he said meaningfully, "Your village is certainly interesting. People disappear within seconds." Liang calmly replied, "Those children shouldn't be wandering around so late at night. They already know a demon has been causing trouble here, but they still refuse to stay indoors." Hearing that, Fatty Wong became so frightened that he practically clung to Lu Feng. Meanwhile, Lu Feng's thoughts raced. If Liang is telling the truth, then not only the candy seller, even those children might not be human. He even began suspecting the village chief and everyone else in the village. To test his theory, he quietly said, "When I count to 3, all of us will turn around at the same time. We'll see whether Liang disappears too. 3, 2, 1. The moment they turned around, Liang was gone. Fatty Wong was terrified and immediately hid behind Lu Feng. Unlike him, Lu Feng wasn't frightened. He was simply annoyed. First, he failed to catch the candy seller. Then a child tricked him out of 2 copper coins. Now even the village chief was playing tricks on him. Frustrated, Lu Feng ordered, "Search every house in the village. We need to find out where everyone disappeared to." Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan immediately began searching. When they returned, their report was shocking. The entire village is empty. From east to west, not a single person remains. Fatty Wong's fear only grew stronger. "We should retreat. Let's request reinforcements." Lu Feng ignored the suggestion once again. "Maybe. We've been trapped inside an illusion ever since we entered the village." He immediately asked the system, "I'm inside a demon's illusion. Why didn't I receive any points?" The system replied, "There are 2 possibilities. First, this illusion wasn't created by a demon. Second, even if it was created by a demon, it isn't causing any harm to its targets. That's why I haven't responded." Lu Feng immediately understood. The system is right. The last time a demon trapped me in an illusion, it attacked my mind and tried to control my body. That counted as an attack, so the system responded. But after I subdued that demon and ordered it to create illusions alongside Corpse Charmer, the system never reacted. That's exactly why it isn't reacting now. After figuring it out, Lu Feng drew the goose feather blade. "I've made up my mind. We're going into the dry bone forest." Together with Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan, he entered the forest. As soon as they arrived, Lu Feng loudly shouted, "Liang, come out!" Then he began searching the area while laughing as if he were taking a casual stroll through his own backyard. Seeing this, Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan were completely stunned. At that moment, they both had the same thought. Who is the real monster here? Lu Feng is way scarier than any demon. He wasn't afraid at all. His confidence completely erased their own fear. Most demon sorcerers entered a haunted forest wondering how to avoid demons. Lu Feng was loudly calling for them to come out. From that moment on, Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan swore they would never underestimate Lu Feng again. Meanwhile, the demon hiding deep within the forest frowned. Is this Lu Feng even human? He isn't afraid of me at all. The demon hesitated. It didn't want to attract the attention of the demon catching bureau. Eventually, Lu Feng's group reached the village cemetery. Drawing from years of gaming experience, Lu Feng instinctively began searching everywhere for the boss monster. After searching for quite a while without finding anything, he began wondering whether there was really anything there. Just then, Fatty Wong suddenly screamed and collapsed onto the ground. Look at that tombstone. Lu Feng turned toward it, his eyes widened. The name engraved on the tombstone was Liang. Fatty Wong trembled in fear. How is that possible? He invited us to dinner just a little while ago. Does that mean the person we met was a ghost? Lu Feng looked around at the surrounding graves. Every tombstone here belongs to someone from Blackwater Village. That means the Liang we met really was his spirit. Without hesitation, Lu Feng angrily kicked Liang's tombstone. Then he turned toward his teammates. Dig up the grave. Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan hesitated. Disturbing the dead felt completely wrong, but Lu Feng was their superior. They had no choice but to obey. After a while, they pulled Liang's coffin out of the ground. Lu Feng smashed it open without hesitation. Inside lay Liang's corpse. Then something horrifying happened. Liang's corpse suddenly opened its eyes. It climbed out of the coffin and staggered forward like a zombie. Lu Feng didn't even flinch. Instead, he simply kicked the zombie away with one powerful strike. The zombie was sent flying through the air. You deserve that for trying to deceive me. At that moment, Zhu Fan noticed something strange. Something isn't right. Liang looked as though he had died only recently, but his corpse is already badly decomposed. And the smell is terrible. Although Liang had transformed into a zombie, the transformation had only happened recently. Moreover, Liang had never been a martial artist. That meant he was only a low-level zombie. At best, his strength was comparable to someone at the 4th stage of the energy gathering realm. He isn't much of a threat, Zhu Fan continued. The person we met earlier was Lang's soul. This zombie is merely his reanimated corpse. It has almost no intelligence. Hearing Zhu Fan's explanation only made Lu Feng even more frustrated. They still hadn't found the real culprit. Everything they had discovered so far had led nowhere. Just then, a strange purple mist began leaking out of Liang's corpse. The mist quickly spread throughout the entire graveyard. Moments later, countless spectral hands burst out of the ground. One after another, zombies began crawling out of their graves. Seeing such a massive horde, Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan were horrified. We should retreat. However, Lu Feng looked more excited than ever. We're not going anywhere. Now it's time for you to watch your leader in action. Instead of retreating, Lu Feng deliberately allowed all the zombies to surround him. Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan became incredibly anxious. Then Lu Feng activated his Golden Bell shield. The powerful shockwave instantly blasted all the zombies away. Since these zombies didn't pose much of a threat, Lu Feng decided to test the talismans he had received from the Demon Catching Bureau. He threw one talisman toward a zombie. The talisman floated slowly through the air before finally landing on its target. Although it successfully destroyed the zombie, Lu Feng immediately frowned. This talisman is way too weak. It can only kill one zombie at a time. Looks like the Demon Catching Bureau sold me a cheap product. Next, he took out a Bright Fire talisman. It looked far more powerful and was much more expensive. As expected, the moment he activated it, a massive burst of flames engulfed multiple zombies at once. The entire horde instantly turned into clouds of dissipating energy. Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan were stunned by the Bright Fire talisman's destructive power. Lu Feng, however, wasn't impressed. To someone with fire mastery, using an expensive talisman felt like a complete waste. Meanwhile, a dark figure watched them silently from behind a tree. So, this young man possesses an incredibly powerful body. He's mastered both the Iron Cloth Robe technique and the Golden Bell shield. That means the quality of his blood far surpasses that of an average True Energy Realm martial artist. I believe he might actually satisfy the Blood God's requirements. In that case, I no longer need the mystery-ranked demon sorcerer. As he spoke, the mysterious figure released another stream of purple mist that rushed straight toward Lu Feng. Lu Feng quickly dodged it. However, he was surprised to see the purple mist gathering together in one spot. At the same time, every zombie nearby began moving toward the mist. Within moments, countless zombies fused together. A gigantic monster nearly 10 meters tall stood before them. Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan were terrified. Lu Feng, on the other hand, was only curious. I wonder how strong this thing really is. He turned to his teammates. Stay back. Then he immediately threw another Bright Fire talisman. The talisman struck the monster directly in the stomach. Its abdomen exploded apart. Lu Feng crossed his arms. That's it? This monster is pretty weak. But only seconds later, the monster's body rapidly regenerated, its stomach completely healed, as if nothing had happened. Seeing this, Zhu Fan immediately shouted, Brother Lu, creatures like this usually have a core. If I'm right, the core of this zombie monster should be inside its head. Lu Feng didn't have the patience to search for a weak point. Instead, he drew his newly forged Yama sword. Activating the Burn Bright sword technique, he unleashed a blazing slash. The enormous zombie creature was instantly reduced to ashes. Zhu Fan couldn't hide his admiration. Lord Lu, are you really only at the 4th stage of the energy gathering realm? Every time I watch you fight, I feel like I'm looking at an incredibly powerful master. Lu Feng simply smiled and denied it. Stop talking. We still haven't found the real enemy. Follow me. A short while later, Zhu Fan suddenly disappeared. Lu Feng couldn't understand why people kept vanishing. To investigate further, he decided to use Fatty Wong as an experiment. Not long afterward, Lu Feng turned around and saw a strange water-like vortex pulling Fatty Wong inside. Without hesitation, Lu Feng jumped into the vortex himself. He wanted to find out exactly where it led. When they opened their eyes again, they found themselves back at the exact moment they had first entered Blackwater Village. At that same moment, Zhu Fan also appeared. He had vanished earlier, but now he was standing right in front of them. The moment Fatty Wong saw him, he became extremely cautious. He immediately stepped in front of Lu Feng. We have to be careful. We don't know whether this is the real Zhu Fan. After hearing that, Zhu Fan also became suspicious. What if Fatty Wong is actually the demon? The two immediately started arguing. Neither trusted the other. Since the argument wasn't going anywhere, Lu Feng came up with a simple test. Both of you, use your knives and lightly cut me. Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan were both stunned, but they knew Lu Feng had mastered the iron cloth robe technique and the golden bell shield. A small cut wouldn't hurt him. As they lightly attacked him, Lu Feng secretly checked his system. No points appeared. He nodded. Both of you are human. Neither of you is the demon. Since Zhu Fan had arrived there before them, he began explaining what he had discovered. Our current situation resembles a dark domain. We're inside a separate dimensional space, completely isolated from reality. Only an extremely powerful demon with a unique talent could create something like this. Demons like these can partially alter the laws of nature. They can even twist reality itself to create their own domains. Lu Feng frowned. How could a monster weaker than a grandmaster manipulate the laws of nature? I doubt even a grandmaster could easily accomplish something like this. Zhu Fan nodded. I agree. My guess is that this world naturally favors demons. If we want to escape this dark domain, we first need to understand its rules. Hearing that, Lu Feng became excited instead of nervous. This is basically an escape room, and this monster is far more unique than anything I've fought before. If I can kill it, I might obtain an incredible new ability. Without wasting another second, Lu Feng rushed toward Blackwater Village. Fatty Wong hurriedly asked Zhu Fan, so, what exactly should we be careful of? Before Zhu Fan could answer, Lu Feng had already reached Liang. Without saying a word, he punched him. Liang instantly shattered into countless pieces like a mirror. Fatty Wong and Zhu Fan were stunned. After examining the fragments, Zhu Fan's expression changed. If I'm not mistaken, this is the mirror demon. It was supposedly killed nearly 200 years ago. Ignoring him, Lu Feng crouched down and carefully examined the shattered mirror fragments. I want to know, why did he turn into a mirror? Before Zhu Fan could stop him, Lu Feng picked up one of the fragments and looked into it. The moment he saw his reflection, the mirror suddenly absorbed him. Lu Feng disappeared instantly. Seeing this, Zhu Fan panicked. Brother Lu has been absorbed by the mirror demon. After everything we've been through, he finally fell into its trap. We're inside the mirror demon's dark domain. If you look into any mirror here, you'll be dragged into the mirror world. The only way to escape is by defeating your own duplicate. 200 years ago, the founder of the Blood Demon sect gathered countless demonic beasts under his command. The 7 strongest among them became known as the 7 Demon Generals. The Mirror Demon was ranked 3rd. Fatty Wang asked nervously, so, does Brother Lu have any chance of defeating it? Zhu Fan slowly shook his head. I don't think so. Defeating the Mirror Demon is nearly impossible. The duplicate it creates never gets tired. It feels no fear. It has no emotions. Unlike humans, it never makes mistakes. There's an old saying about the Mirror Demon. The only being capable of defeating you is yourself. Since Brother Lu has already been trapped inside the mirror, we should focus on finding a way out. Because if he dies in there, we'll be trapped here forever. Inside the mirror world, Lu Feng carefully examined the person standing before him. Lu Feng nodded seriously. This guy really does look exactly like me. He's even just as handsome. His duplicate rolled its eyes. Do you have absolutely no shame? Lu Feng was genuinely surprised. He hadn't expected his copy to be able to speak. Well, it makes sense. After all, you're an independent copy of me. However, one question worried him more than anything else. Did the mirror demon copy my system too? He immediately asked the system. The system answered, no, I exist only for you. Your duplicate does not possess me. Hearing that the system hadn't been copied made Lu Feng extremely confident. As long as he still had his system, fighting this demon wasn't a disadvantage. It was an opportunity. This mirror copy is just as strong as I was when it copied me. If I keep fighting it, my system will continue making me stronger while the duplicate stays the same. With that thought, Lu Feng threw a punch. The duplicate answered with an identical punch. Their fists collided head-on. Since both possessed the same strength in the Vajra body, neither gained the upper hand and neither suffered any injuries. Lu Feng couldn't help but smile. Amazing. Even my Vajra body has been copied. Next, Lu Feng summoned the Wood King's sword and plunged it into the ground. Instantly, countless vines erupted from the earth, wrapping themselves around the duplicate. The surrounding landscape transformed into a dense forest. Lu Feng had just used one of the Wood King's sword's special abilities, Thousand Woods. The technique summoned thousands of trees and vines across the battlefield. Until now, Lu Feng had never used this ability against anyone because he had never faced an opponent worthy of his full strength. Before he could admire himself any further, the duplicate effortlessly tore apart every vine. Then it used the Wood King's sword as well. Its own vines surged forward, colliding with Lu Feng's. Unable to distinguish friend from foe, the vines tangled together before exploding apart. Lu Feng was genuinely surprised. It even copied a mystery rank spirit weapon. No wonder this thing was one of the 7 demon generals. Without hesitation, Lu Feng compressed the Whitebone Wraithfire onto the Wood King's sword using his fire mastery. He unleashed the Burn Bright Sword, a blazing slash shot toward the duplicate. However, the duplicate responded with the exact same technique. Its black flame collided with Lu Feng's attack, completely neutralizing it. Lu Feng's eyes widened. It even copied my fire mastery. The duplicate smirked. What happened? Can't you even hurt yourself? To the duplicate's surprise, Lu Feng suddenly lay down on the ground. Come on, attack me. Stop wasting time. The duplicate stared at him in confusion. You're surrendering already? Lu Feng laughed inwardly. There's no point dragging this fight out. I'd rather let it attack me and use my system to grow stronger. The duplicate had no idea what Lu Feng was planning. It only knew that they were supposedly equals. Confident in its own strength, it attacked with the Wood King's sword. Countless vines wrapped around Lu Feng, binding him tightly. The duplicate rushed forward at full speed. But when it arrived, it froze. Lu Feng didn't even have a scratch. Lu Feng looked disappointed. Is that all? Don't you have any stronger attacks? Why don't you use the Burn Bright Sword together with the Whitebone Wraithfire? Just then, a blood shadow suddenly entered the duplicate's body. Its entire aura instantly changed. It felt like a completely different person. Lu Feng immediately understood. The real master has arrived. Smirking, he said, I know who you are. You're the Mirror Demon, the 3rd-ranked member of the 7 demon generals. The Mirror Demon grabbed Lu Feng by the chin. Wrong. I'm 2nd. How could someone with my strength and talent possibly rank below anyone except Lord Blood Demon? I'm the 2nd strongest. Hearing that, Lu Feng realized there was internal conflict among the 7 demon generals. He then asked, so what exactly do you want? The Mirror Demon stabbed the Wood King's sword into the ground and replied, Lu Feng, at such a young age, you've already reached strength comparable to a Grandmaster. You should surrender. Sacrifice your life, and help revive Lord Blood Demon. The moment he heard that, everything clicked. So, you slaughtered everyone in Blackwater Village. You lured all those demon sorcerers here, just to use their blood to resurrect the Blood Demon. The Mirror Demon smiled. Exactly. You're quite intelligent. My original plan was to sacrifice your blood to the Blood God. But after seeing your strength, I've changed my mind. I want you to join the Blood Demon sect. So, will you surrender? Lu Feng calmly replied, You've already copied me. Then why are you still trying to recruit me? That means your copy can't leave the mirror space. And if I die, the duplicate dies with me. After figuring everything out, Lu Feng burst into laughter. You just exposed your entire plan. Did you really want the whole world to know you're trying to resurrect the Blood Demon? Besides, if the Blood Demon is already dead, why are you so desperate to bring him back? People don't kill someone like that without a reason. There had to be a reason he was defeated. The Mirror Demon answered coldly. Do you really think it's necessary to hide anything from someone who's about to die? Lu Feng grinned. You're such an idiot. Now I understand why you're only ranked 3rd. The moment he heard the words 3rd ranked, the Mirror Demon exploded with rage. He immediately unleashed the Burn Bright Sword. This was exactly what Lu Feng wanted. He had deliberately provoked the Mirror Demon for so long just to force it into using its strongest technique. He wanted to find out the true limit of his Vajra body. To make the test even more accurate, Lu Feng even deactivated his fire mastery. He accepted the full force of the attack without defending himself. Boom! A massive explosion engulfed him. Immediately, the system displayed a notification. Mirror Demon has attacked you. Defense 1000. Another notification followed. Congratulations! Your Vajra body has exceeded its limit. It has evolved into the Vajra Unbreakable body. As soon as the evolution was complete, Lu Feng felt an overwhelming surge of power coursing through his body. He looked at the Mirror Demon and smirked. Hey, number 3? Is that really all you've got? Hearing, number 3? Again drove the Mirror Demon completely insane. He unleashed the Burn Bright Sword over and over again. 10, 12, attack after attack rained down on Lu Feng. Each strike increased Lu Feng's defense by another 1,000 points. After repeatedly exhausting himself without accomplishing anything, the Mirror Demon was nearly out of stamina. Panting heavily, he stared at Lu Feng in disbelief. What kind of monster are you? I've hit you with Grandmaster level attacks, and they still can't hurt you. Lu Feng smiled. Aren't you supposed to be my copy? Shouldn't you know exactly how strong my body is? Or, did you fail to evolve alongside me? The Mirror Demon froze. Evolve? What do you mean? That single response revealed the demon's greatest weakness. Lu Feng finally understood. The moment the Mirror Demon creates a copy, that copy becomes permanently fixed. It can never evolve afterward. So that's how it was defeated 200 years ago. Someone must have discovered this exact weakness. Lu Feng slowly walked toward the mirror demon. I'll give you one last chance. If you still have any powerful techniques, use them now, because this will be your final opportunity. He beckoned with his finger. The mirror demon instinctively stepped backward in fear. At that moment, Lu Feng completely understood the truth. The mirror demon itself wasn't actually powerful. Its greatest strength was simply copying other people's abilities. Against ordinary opponents, that ability was terrifying. But because it couldn't copy Lu Feng's system, its duplicate could never continue growing stronger. It had copied every one of Lu Feng's techniques, even the Grandmaster level Burn Bright Sword. Earlier, that attack had seriously injured Lu Feng's Vajra body. But now, his Vajra body had evolved into the Vajra Unbreakable body. He had wanted the mirror demon to keep attacking for one simple reason: to test whether his newly evolved body could withstand the Burn Bright Sword. The next instant, Lu Feng suddenly appeared behind the mirror demon. He threw a devastating punch. The duplicate's golden bell shield shattered instantly. The mirror demon's eyes widened in horror. Impossible! The force of the punch launched him high into the air. Before he could recover, Lu Feng leaped after him. He unleashed a relentless barrage of punches against the defenseless mirror demon. The battered demon crashed heavily onto the ground. Looking completely defeated, it muttered, "Why? Why is the original so much stronger than the copy?" Lu Feng stepped on the mirror demon's head. "If those are your last words, then goodbye." The mirror demon immediately panicked. "You can't kill me. I'm Lord Blood Demon's favorite subordinate. I bear his mark. If you kill me, that mark will transfer onto you, and Lord Blood Demon will never let you go." Instead of being frightened, Lu Feng laughed. "So if I kill you, I get a free bonus? Sounds like a buy one get one free deal. I definitely have to kill you now." The mirror demon was completely dumbfounded. Nothing was happening the way it was supposed to. Still trying to intimidate Lu Feng, it shouted, "Don't be so arrogant. Lord Blood Demon's strength far surpasses that of a Grandmaster. Killing you would be effortless for him." But instead of fear, the mirror demon saw excitement in Lu Feng's eyes. "Above the Grandmaster level? Now that's fantastic." The mirror demon was on the verge of tears. "What is wrong with this guy? People call me the demon, but this monster is far more terrifying than I am.